Hello, my friend. What time is it for you? Are you in the US? So it's a late night one for the UKians. It was my intention to not do a live stream again. The last 2 nights I've gone to bed with the intention not to do a live stream. Wow! What are you? You're a stick insect. Goodness me. Big stick insect. That's not going to last long once the cat see it. Oh, God, I'm having so much fun with my pussies, man. Calico is amazing. Like, the best, just amazing. All right. Well, people coming to the stream, I thought a nice new feature might be looking at how all my YouTube videos have done and showing you the analytics for each channel and all of this sort of thing, especially while I wake up. I think that's interesting. Tell me if it's not interesting. But there's only Arcadian who's commented so far. There's 27 of you watching. Right, yeah, so it's a new crowd. We're not going to have our regulars in. We're not going to have the yammering ladies in. It's late. So yeah, I'm not expecting much from this live stream. I'm just going to jump on for an hour and with no expectations and just see what happens. Because I can't keep expecting Jekylls every night. Okay, so let's do a screen share. Nobody's letting me know if they want to see it. Of course, Arcadian is interacting because Arcadian is fantastic. So Arcadian wants to see the analytics. Rachel is complaining about technology. Bloody phone didn't notify me again despite notifications being on. I've been watching one of Michael's videos. Oh, Michael. So I haven't actually looked at his channel, to be honest. My understanding is that it's all about AI and Bitcoin, and you know, me and Lee had a big conversation with him a couple of days ago, saying, you know, you want to change that, and then we went into obviously beyond the practicals and what his resistance is to basically having a channel like this, but better because he's a better man. Hey, oh wow, we've got some great people in the chat. I thought it might be a bit too late for you guys. I was just saying, I'm just going to jump on for an hour with no expectations. Of course, if people throw money at me, then great, we'll carry on. But I just woke up and wanted to live stream, so I thought, well, I'll just do an hour and not demand anything. And just see what happens. Right, so I'm going to start by showing you my analytics. I'm going to show you, well, the first thing I like to do when I get up, because I'm an absolute egomaniac, main character syndrome, narcissist, is to see how my videos are done, but I thought we could do it together. How does that sound? Does that sound interesting? Am I just a massive ego? But I'm not, because I'm not showing anything enough because my videos do crap. I'm also going to show you how little money I earn and all that sort of thing. Right, let's start with the passion project. Oh my God, we've got a 2 out of 10, baby. It's obviously Sophie's beautiful face that has reeled them in. So let's give Sophie an honor. Oh no, we're not on OBS. I can't give Sophie an honor. Oh my God, guys. So Lee, when we're talking, what happens? Because I look forgotten. What happens is I click OBS virtual camera start, and then it's just black. It's just black, and it's not that I haven't added it to a fucking stage. I added it to a fucking stage. So don't fucking tell me that shit. Right, back to what we were doing. Right, so it's done a 2 out of 10. Ooh, baby, baby. Has it lost or gained a few subscribers? Oh, it's put in 2 subscribers. Dukio. So that's probably going to end up on about 1,200 views. Well, let's see what a video on this channel with 1,200 views gets. Well, you can see here, $5. So this is nowhere near as bad as Not Today Satan. Oh, that's not even a long video. It's so random. Look at this. Oh no. I saw something the other day, but it just blew my mind. I think it's on Not Today Satan, where like 2 comparable videos that are the same length, got the same amount of views, and one at 4 times more than the other. It just makes no sense. Unless somebody drops a super chat on it or something like that. So happy with that. 2 out of 10. Can't complain. How has English refugee done? Oh, another 2 out of 10. So obviously there's 2 videos released on this channel. So the latest one, the first one with Lee, pretty sure it's a good video, 2 out of 10. Now I did notice the first one that I shared yesterday got 21,000 high points. So, and it's definitely the most positive video I've ever shared. So that's this one. How's that done? Bang average to the top of the average. I think that's a 2 or 3 out of 10 as well. So how are we going to do now? English refugee videos are a lot longer. I get paid more per click than Not Today Satan. Now that was an hour long. 2,500 people have watched it. I got $22, so it's still absolutely pathetic. Bear in mind it's an hour long, so they're getting hit with quite a few ads in that one. Where's that example? I think it was on Not Today Satan. So you can see the sort of, I am eking it out. I mean, obviously it all adds up over 3 channels. But fuck me, it's an eke. It's an eke. It's a graft. Some would call it a grift, but they're the jealous ones. It's a graft. Okay, what used to be the cash cow, the money earner, but I've just, 7 out of 10, you're kidding me, man. I thought people would be excited about Not Today NTS News coming back. 1.8 thousand views. Oh my God, this channel is pointless. Because they don't pay me anything. Alright, it was on here. Now. So, no, that's not too bad. That's $3. So it's just so random. So that's like what it used to be. 6,000 views, $18. That's $3 per 1,000 views. That's fine. I can definitely make that work. This one they've given me $2 per 1,000 views, so it's not quite as bad. Now that was 83 pence yesterday, wasn't it? So that's doubled. Oh, suddenly it's not seeming too bad. And then added a load more onto Lee's video, so that's $1.50 a view. That's absolutely ridiculous. $1.50 per 1,000 views, and it's a half an hour long video as well. So it just makes no sense. I don't know, it does make a bit more sense. It makes more sense than it did yesterday. What do you all think of that? Is it worth me sharing? Is it a crap live stream if I do that? Can I get some feedback, please, from my loving audience who would like to interact? Oh, Lipsis! She's kept her word. This one's got integrity. But first we have Justin. Who the hell is Sophie? Some player. Yes. Oh, come on, Justin. You're part of the lives, man. How can you not know who Sophie is? She's even got a face on her fucking thumbnail. She's, well, yeah, we don't talk about her anymore. Like, I've just done a whole video about how I'm not going to talk about her anymore. Lipsis, honouring you and your integrity. So at the end of the last live stream where Lipsis and I gave each other some fairly strong reflections, clearly with love, but you never know when one gives a reflection whether it's received in love. And oh, Eric. And of course, there's ego. So I'm not talking about Lipsis here. I'm talking about humans, ego and defensivism and all sorts of crazy masks that we're wearing that we don't want to be ripped off. So people often have a reaction, even good people. So I was kind of expecting that with Lipsis, and then she was just like, no, I love you. I was just about to send you a tenner, but you just said I'm ending the stream. And I went, oh, next time. Straight away, £10. That's what's called integrity, people. That's what's called doing what you say. Lipsis, thank you so much, sister. I really appreciate that. That's amazing. And Eric's thrown some jewels in. Cheers, Eric. You left some awesome comments. I can't remember what they were, but I just remember. Well, basically, I'm getting to know you. I'm getting to recognize you, and your comments are good. I like you. All right. So, what do people think about me sharing analytics? Is it boring? I would imagine it's quite interesting. Hey, Luke. How are you, baby? You enjoy your jealousy. Oh, he was talking about AI and Bitcoin. Oh, he wasn't? Okay, good. Does that mean he's done a new video? I'll start watching then. No, he wasn't talking about AI or Bitcoin. It was the video he shared 2 days ago. Lee had liked it and left a comment. Okay, great. That's really good news. So this is Michael Wolfston. Can you put... Oh, no, there's no point. I was going to ask Rachel to put a link to his channel in the chat. All right, there's a challenge for you, Rachel. If not, can you just write his name and how to spell his name into the chat so people can find his channel? Because it's going to be really good if he stopped talking about Bitcoin and AI. Or not stopped, but, also added what I think is his biggest offering to the world. I can't wait for Tom to see my comment on the selfie video. Well, depending on how much people like the analytics, we can look at the comments together. But I don't want to do that until people give me feedback on whether I just bored the shit out of them or not. Hi. Anu, another new favorite. Hi, Tom. I enjoyed your arriving in Cambodia video today. Next November, I will be there too. Again. Can't wait. Oh, cool. You're going to drop me an email. That's cool. Especially if you're being on camera. So that's So the new Cambodia video, I think it's done well. I noticed the first one had 21,000 hypes when I went to bed last night, which obviously is the most I've ever seen. And that's got to be the new energy. That's got to be people liking the positivity. And I always thought that negativity sold, so I thought this would be a problem. But it seems it's going to be very good for the channel. Bless him, man. He's in so much pain. Oh, bless you, Luke. We send you lots of love, but you're not ready, so we're going to bang you. See you later, Luke. This is a space for conscious people or people who are at least leaning in. So you're not really going to fit into that, are you, Luke? Hey, Caluso, how are you doing, man? My man. Somebody's watching me. Is it okay to eat animals video? Oh, right, interesting. It's the what was this person telling us? This person was telling us to eat animals, big time, especially their fat and their liquid bits. Good to see you, man. Really good to see you again. Ludwig's in the house. You see, we get some good ones if we come on late. We lose some good ones, but we get some good ones. This one's always here, and he's a good one. But we get Ludwig and Cole if we see him at this time of night. So. Why is that, Ludwig? Why are you such a late nighter? Can I please get some feedback on whether you like seeing analytics or not? Like, when I ask a question, I genuinely want the answer. If you can survive as one of life's poorest people anywhere, Cambodia is the place that collects them. Oh, he's trying to knock me and not Cambodia, bless him, while he's doing his little slave thing in some horrible Western tyrannical country. If only he knew, man. If only he could feel himself and open enough to come and experience this and just see how long his projections are. Bless him. Literally the best country in the world. Greetings, Tom. Hope all is well. But then probably not for him because he'll need like casinos. I mean, it has all that, but he'll need all the flashy like pleb stuff. So it might struggle for him. Right, so with the 83 pence, it's actually now £1.70, and that's dollars, so £1.40. I could buy at least 5 tins, maybe 5 tins of beans from Lidl. Now, they would be full of carcinogens, and they wouldn't actually be beans, but I could do it. And then I could get the big C by 40, but then but then I could go to a psychopath in a white coat who, rather than acknowledging what the big C is, and it's actually the body protecting you, and that's that's what the tumor is. It's keeping the bad stuff inside. They'd slice it open for a biopsy and then spread it all over your body. Oh, cheers, man in white coat. That's great. Right, well, I'm just going to block you on everything's over here because we're done. See you later. There's no point. It's over. They are fabulous people in Siem Reap. Really suffered as it was geared up towards Chinese tourism until COVID hit. Tom, you should do a video on all the abandoned hotels. I'd love to. As I get to know the place more, I will. I've heard about this. Yeah, so there's that COVID, and then just as they were recovering, this war with Thailand broke out, which, you know, from a Westerner's point of view, living in Siem Reap isn't happening. I'm not saying it's not happening. I'm sure it's a big deal for all the people here, but from my point of view, it's not happening. You know, there's no F-16s flying over Siem Reap, and they're not. You know, they've been on and off. Again, I don't really want to speak into this because I don't know about it, and it's their thing. And obviously, it's a big deal for them, so I don't want to come across as if I'm belittling it. But my understanding is this war has been on and off for decades, and it never, it's always on the border. They're fighting over a temple on the border. We're not going to suddenly start bombing Siem Reap. But of course, the Western governments like to put you all in fear and make the rest of the world seem more scary than the very scary reality you have on your doorstep, when actually it's completely the opposite. So they do things like put out travel warnings when there's a little scuffle on the border. Not a little scuffle, like I appreciate it's a big deal for people involved, but from my point of view, a little scuffle on the border, but would never ever put you in danger if you're living in Same, which is miles away from the border. So yeah, it's totally FM. And now I've heard about these abandoned hotels. So, you know, they were growing, and I mean, again, purely from my selfish perspective, this is great news. You know, because I don't want Siem Reap to turn into the rest of Southeast Asia. I don't want it to turn into Ubud or Phuket or Chiang Mai or any of that. You know, I love it how it is. And obviously, I'm speaking purely from my perspective. I understand why others would want to grow it and all that. But no, let's not westernize it, please. Please look at the West. Please look at the West and stop copying them. I think it's time we stopped copying the West. There's a reason we're all leaving the West. Don't copy the West. Now, there were 2 bioweapons in this complex just last night. Couldn't believe it. I actually went and said hello to them and created some really good footage. They were really sound. They were Nigerians, man! And you know what? What I realised is they're great if they're in Nigeria. And then going away and then the best ones are allowed to go away because they've got a bit more money for, you know, 2 weeks here and there. And then they're great people. You know, I love culture. I love different people. The thing is, when you're surrounded by them in England, it gets a bit much. And then if, you know, we get the bad ones. I think we get the ones that are released out of prison, or not released. I think we get the prisoners. And, you know, I really think that's what's happening. Obviously, this is just a crazy conspiracy theory, and none of this is true. But I think our government, you know, I think they're taking people out of their prisons. I think they're taking the worst ones. So obviously, then you have a reaction to that and become very nativist, nationalistic. You see what I did there? You see how I broke down all the different layers of it, depending on what your consciousness is. To help you. Right, this is the guy. So if you put an @ in front of that and make that all one word, then that's the channel I recommend. He's my friend. Are you in favour of civic tests for plebs to vote? No, because I understand your perspective if you are and why you'll do that, but you're assuming that the right people are in charge with the right intentions. So that's an assumption that's quite ridiculous because we've never experienced that in our lives. So I'm not for creating laws that give power to the state over the people, and that's exactly what that is. Because who decides, you know, what, you know, in the current paradigm, that means you can't vote because you don't think diversity is our strength. So you've got to be very careful with it. It's like Charlie Beach when he falls for, like, when he's like, yeah, Palestine action, you're a terrorist group. I mean, okay, he's probably a paid show, but maybe he's just stupid. You know, he's calling in the policing or the ability for the government to decide who's a terrorist or not. Well, they're starting the Palestine action because that's the other side of the spectrum. But what they actually want to get is, you know, they're putting all this info when Simon Tomlin set something up. They're putting all this info well, not when Simon Tomlin, he's given up and he's leaving, and I totally understand why. But if there ever was an actual right-wing movement, not any of the shit that you guys might think is right-wing, I mean an actual right-wing movement, you know, think Austrian painter. And then they're putting it in for that. But Charlie Beach is too stupid to get that or too paid to get that. And he calls it in and celebrates it because it's them, because it's happening to them. And it's okay when it's happening to them, but those same laws are going to be turned around on you. I can't believe no one's given me, is it just because I'm not at the bottom of the chat? I can't actually believe no one's given me any feedback. I've asked 4 times for feedback. So that must mean that it wasn't good and you're all too much of a people pleaser to tell me it wasn't good. Is that what's going on? I mean, surely this guy can tell me. This guy's met himself. This guy isn't scared. Surely Liz can tell me. What's wrong with you people? Why can't you give me feedback? Surely Ludwig can give me feedback. Surely Justin can give me feedback. Are you all zombies? What's going on? I've asked you a question 5 times and you won't answer it. Did you like seeing the analytics or was it boring? Fuck me. Unrelated note, I discovered scalp massage yesterday. Now I'm addicted. It feels amazing. Is that different to a head massage? Anyway, Liz is here and we love this. even if you won't answer my bloody question. Well, I think that's just a head massage, mate, and yeah, they're fantastic. And that's something more than that. We've got an Irish in, fantastic. That's attractive. Ludwig, I love how you're surrounded by amazing colour in your day-to-day. Such amazing colours you live around. I get used to Liverpool colours, so no colours, you mean. Great. I like a man who seeks extreme colour. Yeah, it's just bonkers to me. So I've always worn lots of colour. I've basically been a walking rainbow my whole life. And obviously, so I'm a bit taller. I've gone more grey and black. And like in Vietnam, I bought those black trousers to conform instead of wearing my rainbow trousers. And I wonder how much of it. So I just feel. So I've always just told myself I'm a gorgeous beam of light here to wake up a grey pleb. So of course I'm going to walk around in colour. But also I do recognise that it looks a bit ridiculous. But then obviously that's conditioning. Like of course if we were free and open and flowing, we'd all be walking around with colourful clothes on and creating and planting colourful things all around us because colour's beautiful. Yet we live in this society that values grey, black, and white, and it's amazing. It's amazing. But sometimes I ask myself whether it's also like, of course, all that's true. But I also ask myself whether it's like a self-sabotage, self-hatred, not taking yourself seriously thing. Now, obviously, I see like wearing a suit or a tie or anything like that as slavery. And it is really, but there is another side to it where you feel $1 million. But then do you feel $1 million because you're conditioned to believe that gives you status? I don't know. But yeah, absolutely. Like it's, of course, the colours that are around you say everything about you. And England is just very grey. The people are very grey. The clothes that people wear are very grey. The sky is very grey. Now, I have to acknowledge that England in the spring when the flowers come out is sensational. I mean, those like blossoms. Remember the Not Today Satan videos I used to do in Winfell Court in Sheffield? That incredible little garden. I could believe saying, do you want me to stop you being so autistic? Let me just check, because it would be nice to be using over here. I don't know if we can change it mid-stream. No, I don't think we can. Can do all that, it's not. Oh, it could be Debbie telling me something's wrong. Is your mic on? Oh, for fuck's sake. Yeah. What's wrong with the sound? Oh, bugger. Oh, okay. Yeah, nice one. Thanks, Debbie. Is your mic on? Right, let's have a look at this. What's the sound like, people? How's it sounding for you? Can you answer that question? That's an important question. I really need that answer. It's not one you can skip on. Oh, good me. Really low. Don't worry. Test. Oh, it's terrible. It's really bad. For God's sake. Really shit. What do I do about that? Settings. There's no volume. Oh, God. Is that making it pointless? Testing, testing, testing. Can you hear me? No, you can still hear me. It's fucking crap. It's absolutely crap. Oh, I hate technology so much! My God! It's just horrendous. It's the worst thing ever. Oh my God, I can't wait to get to the point where I'm earning enough money to employ a Bangladeshi tech wizard to just sit there and stink, but also click buttons that need clicking. Fuck's sake. I might have to get him to suck me off as well to make it worthwhile. Bangladesh is. Yes, can you all please like the live stream? Thanks for reminding me. Well, thanks for doing that, Rachel. And also, it reminds me to tell everyone to like the live stream. Please do like the live stream, even if the sound is shit. So annoying! A really interesting one is the $1 billion airport miles away from Siem Reap, as nothing could be taller than Angkor Wat due to the power of the monks. Wow, is that right? Nothing can be, so it can never be. Hang on, Angkor Wat must be massive, because I've seen some pretty big buildings. That doesn't sound right to me, but maybe Angkor Wat is really big, isn't it? It's 20 years since I've been. So I bet this person's right. They seem to know what they're talking about. So that is another reason why I'm saying there's a video that Lee and I did about energetically why nothing ever works here. From a building it up to be like Ubud or Phuket, nothing ever works here. Like it is protected. But then there's also this practical protection. Wow, that's amazing. Go monks is what I say. Should there be a separation but for plebs where all the high IQ? Yeah, again, you're coming from fantasies not practical. I mean, that's what the new earth is. So I would say yes, but it comes through doing the work and getting on a different timeline. You're still wanting to control from the external, which is only ever going to lead to more tyranny. I can't believe no one's answered the analytics question. It's unbelievable. Debbie, what's wrong with you? Debbie must be, there's nothing wrong with Debbie, I can answer that. Debbie must just be listening, because it's like, I really hope no one's going to vote for anything, because if you're still voting, then in my view, America is a terrorist nation, far worse than any Middle Eastern nation. I couldn't agree more. Well, if you're looking at governments, then yes. I mean, if you're looking at people, then no. But yeah, in terms of governments and who they're controlled by, they're all controlled by the same group. Even the brown ones. But yeah, on a surface level, it appears like they use America to be the bad guy for sure and to do terrible things all around the world. But of course, let's not forget it's not really America. And if we had genuine governments that reflected the people and were run by the people, I don't think the American government would be a problem at all. But it's run by some big nose, small hat, baby-eating monsters. Only joking. Okay, finally, I'd rather not see analytics. I'm okay with some things remaining behind the curtain. Nice feedback. Sophie has been blocked on 2 channels, so she will pop up on the last one and then she will get blocked again. Rachel likes seeing the analytics. I would have thought it's quite interesting. Tom, you have changed me in a short period of time. I feel like I have found you for a reason. Wow, that's amazing. I mean, you've changed yourself. I haven't done anything. But it may be that through my words, you've managed to self-reflect to places you've not done so before. So, congratulations to you. Honouring to you. Fantastic. I'm honoured to have been some sort of part in that process, but it's all you. Honour you. Thank you for letting me know. It was boring, Tom. It was boring. Your mic isn't on. Okay, so we won't be doing analytics again. Tom's got himself a bit of pussy. I've got a microphone on. My microphone's on. I've got a DJI microphone. You know, it's right here, and you not see it, Gleb. Right, let me try switching them over. How fucking gay! Really fucking gay. But maybe the power's running out. Testing. Is that any better? Please let me know straight away. Is the sound any better, people? Now. Has that made any difference? Can someone answer my question? Just can't believe it. Yes. Oh, that sounds like good news. Lisa Wagster is a good one. Ben Davis says it's just the same. It does sound more echoey than last stream. Not sure why. Me neither. I mean, I've got both the doors open to try and counteract that. Yeah, it sounds like it's not really making much difference. Oh, it is what it is. There's nothing I can do. It just drives me insane, but it absolutely drives me insane. Yeah. I'm realizing this. Some noise dampening in your room would be great. Bad echo, sound crap on my speakers. Apart from that, good live stream. Yeah, thanks for the feedback, mate. Really appreciate that. Yeah, you're right. So I'm moving house in 5 days. I'm just moving to a different apartment in this complex. It has windows. This doesn't have windows. It's just got one door onto the balcony. So I could have all the windows open. It's got a lot more trees around it. I don't know if that will make a difference. Probably not. It's a different shape. It's less of a square. And I am going to make it a home. I'm gonna get lots of plants in there, so that should help a lot. And maybe I need to start thinking about like putting up, like I've got this big blanket. Maybe I should be hanging that off something. Or okay, yeah, I'll get on this. I'll sort this out. Thing is, like, so I could draw these curtains, and that would help. But then it doesn't look as good. It looks more like a doctor's waiting room when it already does. All right, guys. So how long have we done? Oh, we're only done 32 minutes. No worries. Totally agree with what you were saying about England in the spring and what it's like the rest of the year. That's where I usually visit in May for the summer. Yeah, if it ever gets to a point where I feel that I can go back to England without risking my freedom, I would definitely go back every spring. It's the best place in the world in the spring, not so much the rest of the time. But yeah, oh god, the flowers in England are just stunning. Hydrangeas, man. Oh god, roses. Oh my god. I bought a sheepskin from a farmer last year, cut a hole in the middle and stuck my head through. It makes a nice coat. Get weird looks, but I like feeling like a caveman. Haha. Awesome, man. I love sheepskins. They're just fantastic. And yeah, obviously it's the best thing to be wearing. While all the plebs walk around in plastic looking at you like you're weird wearing a sheepskin. How far have we fallen? Analytics is always quite interesting. We have quite a few friends that survive on their YouTube earnings, and those that give them all to charity, like for real, who are a lovely couple near you. Oh yeah, I've heard about these. They give money to charity, do they? So I think it's spelled. I don't know how you spell real as in the money. So the money out here is called real. So I don't think it's spelled like that. I imagine it's REEL, but I'm totally guessing. And I think that's where you know them. I don't know why I'm telling you because you actually know them. As in, at least you've watched them. I haven't. But my understanding is it's called for real, but it's the spelling that's as in the money. So Riley can hear me fine. Echo. So I mean, this is the thing. How much do you sacrifice your life to be a live streamer? I mean, it is a big part of my life. So I guess the answer is a lot. I already do, but as in my sleep. But I don't want fucking foam all over my fucking room. I wonder if I could just get a roll or something that I get out for the live streams, but I don't have to look at all day when I'm not live streaming. But yeah, it's all good feedback, guys. Thank you. Tom, you have a gnarly bruise on your leg. Is that from the fight? What fight? I've not had a physical fight. I bruise so easily, man. I'm a sensitive soul. Yeah, it's crazy, mate. A cat can jump on me and I'll bruise. So it could be anything, mate. The only long-term bruises that I can put to anything that I've had recently are from bike crashes. But I haven't had one of them for. I don't think I've got any bike bruises right now. So it will be from riding the scooter though, most likely. You know, like you're always bashing yourself. I don't mean like literally riding into walls. I mean just like hitting yourself on the scooter. Or, yeah, I think it will be most likely to be scooter related. Lisa, we can hear you, Tom, and yes, we attend to Sue. Lisa gets it, man. Lisa gets my pain. No, they sell pizzas here with herbs on them. They're very tasty and it's very nice dimensions. I did a whole video explaining it, mate. If you want to know why, on Tom Gray Trek's 8 videos ago-ish, why I chose to give up sobriety is the title. You've made me want to put the kettle on, love. Oh, it's a bit late for that. Oh, hang on. It's an Aussie. It's a perfect time to put the kettle on. 6:30 in the morning in sunny Western Australia. But the cat woke me up meowing. Relatable. How are you? Oh my fucking god. It's all about to end. How are your fur babies, my love? Yeah, so Callie woke me up this morning. So Callie, I take Callie to bed with me to protect her from the other cats and because I'm just completely in love with her. She was picking up like, so I take her to bed with me twice. The first time she just curled up under my armpit, went to sleep, and I was like, oh, this is the best thing ever. I'm doing this every night. Last night she climbed all over my face for an hour, going, nee, nee, nee. So we got past that and she fell asleep on my chest. Amazing. Worth all her me. But then this morning, I go for a piss, I come back and she's me on my fucking face again. So I was like, no, I'm not listening to it out of the bedroom. And I don't think I went back to sleep. I had a massive erection, so I just walked back against the bed for half an hour and then came on this live stream. Most amazing wild animal you've seen on your trips, non-human. I mean, I think I'd have to go back to when I was 18 and I did Serengeti in Africa. So I guess it would have to be. I mean, a leopard is. It'd have to be one of the big five, wouldn't it? And I saw a leopard and I saw a rhino. They're in the big five. Did I see a rhino? I might be lying. I'm not sure. Yeah, I think we saw a rhino in the distance. Yeah. So I suppose it would have to be a rhino, really. But in terms of my memory, very recently I've seen a snake, which was like, whoa, finally I've seen a snake. And it was right in front of me on the path. And it was just chilling. And very recently I saw an ostrich, which was pretty cool. But I remember the first time I saw a zebra. So that was the first time, so it turns out in Africa, zebras are like fucking pigeons. I mean, maybe not anymore. I don't know. But this is 20 years ago. I was 18 when I travelled out. So we're driving on the big gringo bus that protects us from all the bioweapons. And we're driving along, squishing the bioweapons as they run out and try and squish. I'm only joking. No bioweapons got squished. But we would have done if we had to, I think. I think that's the modus operandi for driving white people through Africa. And the first animal that we saw just from a bus without going to the Serengeti or anywhere else that we went, the Masai Mara. I can't believe I can remember his name, that's incredible. Was a zebra just from the road and I screamed. So I'm on a bus with a load of NPC gringos and we're going to be traveling together for the next, I can't remember how long it was, about 3 weeks. And this is like day 1, day 2. And I see a zebra and I literally scream and start going, yes, because I think it's a really big deal. Turns out, like, by the end of the 3 weeks, I'm bored as zebras. And everyone on the bus, like, the ones that are alive are like, oh my god, you're amazing. And then all the NPCs are like, he's expressing emotion, malfunction, and didn't speak to me for the rest of 3 weeks. I showed too much character for them. I showed too much aliveness for them. So they couldn't even look at me after that. Because really, they can't look at themselves. Because I'm affecting everything they're not. I'm not dead like you. Oh God, there were some right NPCs on that bus. Ever notice how the trannies that pass and look like model women are not out on the streets waving rainbow flags around? It only seems to be the gross, manly, colourful hair man in dresses ones. You're so right, mate. So I think the whole thing is trauma playing out. However, you know, a tranny when I was growing up was somebody who actually respected gender. I mean, they didn't respect themselves, obviously, but they actually respected gender and actually made an attempt to be what they were claiming to be, and would never want this fluidity, would never want this. And you know, and then when it was, whilst it is still mental illness and all that, it was very clear. You know, if we went back to transsexualism of the 1990s, I don't think too many women would have a problem with having a trans person in the bathroom, because they are genuinely attempting to be a woman and acting like a woman, and they're much less likely to just be some man in a dress who wants to shag, who wants to, you know, do something unconsensual with someone. And they're the victims. It's like, I mean, I don't give a fuck, because I mean, I do a little bit, like as somebody who likes the old song. I mean, obviously people are getting way more homophobic, and it's because the gays have been lumped in with all this fucking crazy shit. And that's not me saying that gays are totally fine and there's nothing crazy going on there, and that's probably still trauma playing out, and that needs looking at too. But you know, that was fine and it had been accepted in society, and then we had to push, didn't we? We had to fucking push. We had to demand gay marriage. Like, that's not for gays. Gays are fucking bent. Like, you don't get to get married. Like, what you on about? You're shagging someone's arsehole. Don't be stupid. You're not getting married. You're not creating children. No, you're fucking gay. Why would... and that's the other thing. It's counter gay culture. Not that I give a fuck about gay culture, but gay culture is queer. It's quirky. Like, and I'm not talking about 2026. I'm talking about 1990. And for them to tell us that, because I don't think gays did really want it, not proper ones that knew what was going on. I remember speaking to someone in Brighton when this was all going through, and he was like, the last thing we want is gay marriage because it's making us like them. And obviously he's now a massive libtard, so he was very much like being gay is amazing and all this. Like, he had his own conditionings and insanities, but he was very intelligent. And he was saying, like, the last thing we want is to be like the normies. Like, why would we want, like, we're gay, like, we want to honour being gay, we don't want a bit of paper that ties us down and makes us part of the system. So the whole thing's fucked. But you're so right, you will not see somebody who is, there's no such thing as genuinely trans, obviously it's all trauma playing out, but, you know, who's so traumatised they genuinely want to change gender and, you know, live as that gender and present as that gender. Not that that's possible, of course, but, you know, mental illness exists and it's part of society. So, but yeah, they've been totally fucked over. And then you know, I can see a time under a Rupert no government or the next one when the pendulum has swung, and of course it's the same people in charge, and they don't care. They don't care whether it's super liberal or super authoritarian. I mean, really, they want to get super authoritarian, so they make it super liberal, so then people will accept the swing of the pendulum under Rupert no to super authoritarian. I can see a time where gays get rounded up, and that's because of trans and the LGBTQ nightmare stuff. And because gays have pushed it too far, like just bum in private, it's fine, no one cares, you're not going to get beaten on the street anymore. You can even have your nightclubs, so you don't mix with normal ones. Well, you know, they're not normal either, but you know, the ones that aren't so trauma they want to stick their dick up someone's ass. But, you know, you can even have that and then go home on bum at night. And, you know, we accept that round the back of a nightclub, you're going to suck each other off. Like, all right, fine. But don't fucking bring it into our schools. Don't fucking parade it through our streets, you disgusting. Now, obviously, I was just playing a parody of a right-wing Nazi there. None of that is true. Pride is good. You should all be proud. And what's wrong with you? Why are you not dropping your dicks out? The webcam mic. Oh, right. Is that what's happening? Oh, I think he's just solved it. You know. Edit mic settings. That's going to be it. How do I change it? Oh, come on. Don't make this so difficult. That's what it is. It's using that, isn't it? But I definitely had it set on DJI at the start. Why? Why can't I even click on you? Right, stop mic cam. Edit. Surely it's got to be an edit mic setting. Why is it not giving me an option? That's crazy. I just hate not being able to use technology. It drives me insane. Oh, it's going to be here. It's going to be here. Yes! C plebs, you are the king of the plebs. Can we all honor C plebs? Sorry about the first 45 minutes of a stream. I'm a technophobe, but I have now learned what to do next time that happens. Thanks to C plebs. It was fucking obvious. C plebs is just going to be there like, this guy, man, he thinks he's a fucking guru, which I don't. But C plebs might have his projection. So C plebs is the master of a third dimension, but hasn't experienced much of a fourth and fifth. So when I do a video with Lee, he just doesn't get it at all. But so good at this. He's also so good at ripping the haters. That was Debbie saying, oh, it's better now. So is that better now? C plebs, thank you so much, mate. That's even better than a donation, mate. You've like, because that was driving me insane, to be honest. And it would have happened again, and I wouldn't have known what to do. And thanks to C plebs, if that happens again, then I will know what to do. Thank you so much, C plebs. My view on David Icke is I don't really know. So obviously, everything he's ever said, I've always totally agreed with / learnt from, being open to. There's nothing I've seen him do or say that makes me think he's one of them other than his size, as in, you know, he's blown up. But it did take 20 years. I mean, I've got to a point where I basically just think it's all part of the show. I think as long as you are not uniting, they're happy. So they just want everyone having different belief systems. So obviously there's like really basic ones like religion and left and right and, you know, trans and non-trans. I mean, it's got to a point where men hate women, trans hate non-trans, gays hate trans, everyone hates gays. You know, I mean, everyone just hates each other basically. So that's what they want. So I think David Icke probably is one of them and is what's known as a gatekeeper. Like, yes, he gives a lot of truth, but there's a gate that's closed. And basically that gate is fear. I imagine most of what he's saying is true, but what does it do? Does it empower people or does it create fear? I mean, in many ways it's awakening, empowering, awakening. But what's it led to? Well, I don't see much hope. I see a lot of hope in terms of timelines and new earths and different dimensions. I put it this way, I don't believe I'm going to be living in a 15-minute city. I don't believe I'm going to be living in dystopia or tyranny. I believe I'm going to be living in beauty, joy, and flow. But I don't think many people on the stream will be. I think there's going to be 2 realities and 2 timelines. But essentially, if David Icke is one of them, then as long as everyone isn't coming together and kicking out the maybe 200 beings, entities that are controlling this world, maybe 1,000, but you know, it's not many. So if we united, it's over for them. So they just want you lost in stories, whether they're true or not. Because even, let's say everything David Icke says is true, and let's say he's still one of them. Or not, it don't really matter whether he's one of them or not, but let's just say everything he says is true. Well, it's not uniting everyone, is it? It's not, you know, there's not enough people who know that truth. There's still many more people who think he's crazy. So all it's done is created a group of people that think he's crazy and a group of people that think they're crazy, and now these people can't unite. So it's all just stories, I think. I think it's all just fear and confusion and division. But it's more than a stab on the dark. It's based on 40 years evidence, but at the same time, you know, I'm open to. So I think everything is controlled. I think every country is controlled. I think every politician is controlled. I think every celebrity you see that's female is a man. Like, I'm full on skeptic. You know, maybe I've gone too far because you know, it seems to me from the evidence of my life that everything's a psyop. But, you know, maybe I've gone too far. Maybe it could just be that, you know, most of it's a psyop, and I've had a reaction to that out of like, I can't believe how evil this all is. And I've gone extreme, and now I'm deluding myself that it's worse than it actually is. But I don't think I am. Because I can also see the other side, you know, my life's beautiful, and I don't see evil, and I don't see, you know, so it's not like I'm living in fear. So I think I have I think I'm coming from quite a clear perspective. I'm not in it. I'm not like, and I've spent a long time looking at it, and I am just naturally very aware and, you know, a guru. So I'm not really a guru. I'm just joking. I'm just taking a piss out of plebs. Okay, I think I remember the cat names. Beano, Cat Scan 7. You got one right, mate. Calico is right. It's Beans and CT7, which stands for Crooked Tail 7. And the 7 is because he's already lost 2 lives. I found this channel because one of your videos got recommended to me. I think it was a video about the state of England or something. So which channel are you talking about? NTS, Not Today Satan. I mean, that's how most people find channels, mate. It comes up on your feed. Wow, she's come back. Okay, so I think this is the last time we'll have to ban her. I think she's been banned on all 3 channels now. And that's it, it's over, we're done. I am putting in a boundary and honoring myself and my energy. So if you've watched today's Tom Greatex video, I really speak into how I noticed my energy dropping as I read her email. And it was the clearest experience I've ever had of dealing with a energy vampire. And now that I've experienced that, obviously I've experienced it in the past and I've been intellectually aware of it in the past, but whoa, I've never physically experienced it to that. Thank you, Rasimus. Thank you for helping me. That's how you spell it, R-I-E-L. You are right, it's spelled R-I-E-L, so I was wrong as well, because I said R-E-E-L, which was the English way you'd spell it. That was stupid. Oh, but spell check usually does shit here. That must be annoying for them. Is it a big channel? Michael mentioned it to me, that's all. Oh, I don't know what a Kuma Jack meme is. Tom, you are slowly transforming into the Kuma Jack meme. No idea. Right, so this is echo problems. You don't need foam, just anything that absorbs sound. Maybe like a bed sheet cover that you can hang up on the wall. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, mate. During live streams, thick walls are most sound effective. Thick walls. Are you saying like the wall is going to absorb more than the glass? I don't quite understand that last bit. But yeah, brilliant, mate. Thank you. Let's do a crowdfunder to raise money for the inevitable wedding of Tom and Sophie. We can all go to a celebration. That's quite funny. Wow, 2 people have just been very, very kind and loving. Thank you. So first of all, we've got this one, J Beep. Anybody else think Tom is built like that alien from American Dad? I think I know what it looks like. So, but he's not fat. He's just skinny, isn't he? So I have a very weird body composition where I'm basically skinny fat, like I'm so skinny. And then I'm fat. Skinny fat. Thank you, Debbie. Thank you so much. Bless you. So my intention was to come on here for an hour, probably only mention money at this time. You know, my intention was to not mention money. But obviously, I wouldn't have done that because I'm a money-grabbing, hungry ass. I might as well be a fucking Jew. So I don't have any Jewish blood, if anyone's wondering. Well, that's only, but obviously I haven't done the pleb thing where you send your DNA to them. And then, because what they're doing there apparently is looking for certain bloodlines. And if you're of that bloodline, then it's not going to work out very well for you. So, yeah, don't send your blood off to them in the guise of these DNA tests where they tell you your ancestry. No, don't be that stupid. But what I have done is done one that uses a photo. And I'm pleased to say there was none of the big-nosed, ugly ones in there. Polish. I'm mainly Polish. Very Slavic. Shows why I'm a fighter, unlike all these fucking pussies in England who aren't doing anything. I waited and I waited and I waited. I don't seem to get that projection too much anymore. Like, you ran away, man. But I used to get it a lot. And I'm like, I waited fucking years for you guys. Just like Simon Tomlin is now, I gave up on you. Have you seen Simon Tomlin? Is totally done. He's like, nationalism is over. It doesn't exist. I'm leaving England. He's dead right. It's an absolute joke. I mean, people think that Tommy Robinson is nationalism. In fact, the people that follow Tommy Robinson don't even use the word nationalism. They use the word patriot, which is, you know, I've only ever seen used by people who are tricking you, like the Patriot Act, which is used to enslave all Americans. Tom, you might enjoy the Lotus Silk Farm out. Oh, that sounds good. Out on Crom Road. It's only 15 minutes from town. Go out on the lake. It's very tranquil. And the ladies who work there are definitely divine feminines. What is the Lotus Silk Farm? Is it a place I can chill in nature that's on a lake? That's what it sounds like. It's too hot, mate. It's too hot. Now, this is changing. This is changing. For the last 2 days, I've noticed a big difference. I went out at midday yesterday, I think it was. And I was okay. I was okay. So maybe in 2 weeks, I'll be able to do stuff like this. Like, I am definitely acclimatizing. But until now, it's just been too hot to do anything like that. I've been to the Botanical Gardens. That's all I've managed. Honestly, I just focus on YouTube and cats and food. And I basically don't leave this apartment. I mean, that's not quite true. Like, if my foot's good, I'll go out for an hour in the morning at this time, if I'm, well, no, it's on live stream. Yeah, I don't go out there. And it's partly because of the heat, but it's actually mainly because I'm just completely coping through making content. And I'm so lost in it. I mean, I can't not do it. You know, I have these, out of grafting and working so hard to make it, I have these boundaries now, which are, and other reasons as well. So English refugee, my story is I have to share 2 videos a day. And I still agree with that story. I don't see it as a story coming from, let's just say, the ego, repression. I think that's genuine because I want the channel to be up to date. I also have a story that I have to post every day on Tom Greater X. Make of that what you will. And I don't have a story that I have to post every day on Not Today Satan. And you've noticed I make those videos at night. Like every day I'm like, no, I'm not doing that today. I don't get paid anything. I'm not going to spend my whole day making videos. And then I spend my whole day making videos. I finish at 4 p.m.-ish, edited, scheduled, everything's done, finished. And then suddenly I'm like, oh, I'll make a Not Today Satan video because I don't want to sit with myself. I don't want to be myself. So I just end up creating more videos. And then I go to bed telling myself, I went to bed quite late last night by my standards, 10 p.m., maybe even half 10. Because I told myself I'm not going to live stream. I've done enough live streaming. I'm not going to live stream. I'm not going to live stream every day. And then I wake up at 5 a.m. and I'm like, oh, well, I could be here with myself or I could live stream. So I live stream. So basically, mate, it's too hot and I'm too addicted to making videos as a way of coping with my miserable existence. Even though it's not miserable, it's really beautiful. And I'm really happy and enjoying it. You know, obviously it's a paradox. Like, obviously there's purpose in there and there's earning money in there and there's, what the hell else am I going to do other than wake up the plebs? Like, yeah, of course, that's what I'm here to do. But, yeah, that's it. That's why I've not been. No, Sophie will never learn anything. Have you not learnt anything? Did you not watch Lee's video regarding your... She won't even know that that was about her. I watched that. Have you not watched Lee's video regarding the email that you sent to him? She won't know that that was about her and the email. He does say, I've received some emails that remind me about... And then in his cosmic words, he basically says repressed people. But obviously he uses better language. She won't know that was about her. She won't be able to hear it. And it wasn't... I mean, it was obvious. I mean, if it was obvious to Rachel that it was about her, it was fucking obvious it was about her. But it won't have been to Sophie, Rachel. It won't have been to. I don't think you have any comprehension of how bad it is with Sophie. Debbie and I were chatting about it last night, and you know, it's only through the live streams that we've seen how bad it is. Like, no one could comprehend that it was that bad. Who got banned from town? Is that aimed at me? I don't think I've ever been banned from the town. All right, so this is for keeping it real, people. Oh, for real. Claire and Jeremy are really lovely. and give 100% of our YouTube earnings to local charities and say, that's fantastic. Good on them. I'll never do that. Of course I will. If I was super rich, I would definitely. I don't know how I feel about charity anymore. I think if you're giving it directly to the people, and yeah, there's so many layers to it. I think I think there are ways that charity can be worthwhile and positive, but in general, the way it's set up in 2026, no. And I'm talking about the West. I don't really know about out here. Sound's not changed. Are you kidding me? It's on the DJI. How can it possibly not change? Oh, maybe that's from when I swapped to first mic. That's from when I swapped to first mic, right? Surely it's got better. Yeah, because I swapped the first mic, but I wasn't using the mics. It's got better since I'm using DJI, right? Surely. Oh, I'm watching another one of my videos. Oh, fuck it. Can't stop, addicted to the Shindig. Oh my God, an advert on my own video. That is so frustrating. How does it sound? How bad it is for Sophie. Yeah, that's much better, right? Debbie and I were chatting about it. Yeah, that's way better. Okay, so I understand what happened there, C-Plebs. It's me being behind in the chat. Thank you for your help with it. I think this might be about the one that we don't mention. And she would love to live with him for a week due to, oh no. I agree about the trans of the 80s, Tom. They were entirely non-threatening. Right, so this is a woman confirming what I thought. Absolutely. Like, they were like, the most effeminate men, the most traumatized men, and not in a, obviously trauma does lead to, awful things like rape. But, they were just so disempowered and so desperate. Like, they weren't, those words also apply to the sort of person that would rape. They just weren't a threat. They just weren't a threat. And you felt genuinely sorry for them because they weren't reading stories to children and trying to, mutilate them. So look at this. Callie absolutely loves this. Callie is so playful. She loves this. She discovered this yesterday and she spent about an hour on it when she first discovered it and she fell asleep in the top little red ring. This cat is so good, mate. Like, honestly, this cat is outrageous. This cat is so good, it's borderline annoying because it never leaves me alone. Like, it went outside for the first time yesterday. And starting to get a bit of independence. And I don't want it to be that independent. Don't get me wrong, I love how loving and playful it is. And I love the fact that it spends 90% of its time with me. But sometimes it is a bit intense. Like when I'm editing a video, she comes and starts batting the phone. She's like, put down the phone and stroke me. Play with me. I'm like, I'm working, bitch. This pays for your chicken. Slowly, very slowly, as we have seen. My God, I can't believe how little money. Now, I think there is also the fact that it's summer in the West. It definitely is a thing that your YouTube earnings go down in the West in the summer and they go up in the winter, for sure, because obviously more people are watching when it's dark. I mean, I'm amazed that that's still a thing. Like, I can't believe people are still doing stuff. I just thought everyone was an incel like me. I thought everyone was completely divided and hated everyone and everyone just stared at a screen for 24 hours a day. But it seems that people still do stuff. Do you still do stuff? Let me know what you do. Or don't, it's boring. Or do, if it's interesting. I don't know why, but all the ones of that progressive gender fluid ilk are always unappealing to look at. Well, I think it's obvious why, isn't it? So they have the worst genes, they have the lowest intellect, therefore they have the least ability to gain status in society. So they've created this whole culture where victims get status. And therefore, this is why we ended up with that model recently who was black, female, lesbian, trans, and disabled. And that's why she's a model. Certainly not because she looks nice. So like that's like peak victim points, isn't it? Oh, well, you can be the model because you're peak victim. So they're all striving. The only way they know how to feel any importance is to be the biggest victim. So that's why they look like they do. And so they already have bad genes and look terrible if they tried. But even fatties, as Lauren shows so well, can scrub up well. So, sorry, Lauren, I know you don't mind. I know you see the funny side. And I love you, and I don't care if you're fat. Oh dear. You know, they can pass for acceptable, but rather than that, rather than trying, they just descend in the other direction because that gets them attention, and also it allows them to hate. You're allowed to hate if you're part of that ideology. If you call someone a Nazi, you're allowed to hate. And of course, these people are fat, ugly, and thick, so they're full of hate for themselves, and therefore. They're full of hate for themselves, so you project your internal out, whether that's love or hate. You're projecting yourself out into the world. So therefore, all they can project is hate. So they have to find the ideology that allows them to be seen as heroes for hating. Well, that's leftism. Victoria, thank you so much for your contribution about the trannies and your female perspective, and also your £5 worth of shekels. Very much appreciated, Victoria. I like you a lot. I really enjoy your comments. Lipsis is in the house. Tom, did you say something to me a few months ago? Tom, you did say something to me a few months ago. I've thought about it, and you are exactly spot on with what you said. You talked to me about the tree that had its branches cut. I think you're talking about the meme that I speak about a bit, where it's like it shows how children get indoctrinated in schools. Is that what you're talking about? Now, what about last night, Lipsis? Because there were some quite strong reflections last night, and you were defensive to them, but not in a libtard reactive way. You know, you held it all beautifully, and here you are with your integrity. But I would imagine the words I delivered last night, you're going to feel the same about in a certain period of time. I'm wondering if you're still resisting them or if you have surrendered. Yeah, I think she's been blocked on all three now. Let's try and get down the chat a bit. I mean, it's just remarkable, isn't it? But they're united over a hatred of the West. Well, I mean, a hatred of self, really, which is manifesting as a hatred of the West and a desire to destroy our own lands. I mean, obviously, the Muslims want to destroy everything that's not them, because that's what their silly book of indoctrination says, which is lovely. Yet we pretend that it's a religion of peace, and people buy that, even though in their book it literally says kill everyone that's not one of you. So that's really interesting. But yeah, it's a crazy alliance, but it's just based on hatred of the West and hatred of self, really. Beans, don't you dare. Apparently, in New Zealand, independent doctors and researchers have worked out that the V has taken 39,000 lives. Half of that number passed after 48 hours. I mean, I guess that's good news from the perspective of the people that, you know, were stupid and did that thing. I mean, obviously, we don't know what the long-term effects are. We can pretty much assume they're going to be bad. I mean, I think it's safe to say that all life expectancies will be shortened. I definitely think it's going to mean it's going to be a lot harder to have children. I mean, I think it's really bad. But I would take, if I was, you know, tarded enough to have done that, I would take great satisfaction, reassurance from that, because I'd be desperate and I'd be trying to find it anyway, and tell myself that, you know, if you survive the first 48 hours, it's going to be okay, which obviously is bullshit. But yeah. Anyway, none of that's true. Safe and effective. Always trust your doctor. That's a silly projection. Rachel is clearly jealous of Tom's growing love for Sophie. I mean, I assume you're being funny, because that is quite funny. Let's just go with that. And it is funny, but I obviously don't love Sophie, and I clearly love Rachel, and there's definitely no jealousy in Rachel in that regard. I'm sure there's lots of jealousy in Rachel in other regards, because she's still very repressed. Yes, but Straw Wench is after Sophie. Straw Wench. C-plebs. This guy's brilliant. So it's just a bit of a love triangle thing going on. Oh my God, I love you, C-plebs. I'm actually getting to a point where I think I could enjoy your company, even though you're a total pleb. But your wit is brilliant, mate. Your wit is brilliant. Oh, mate, I totally agree, Eric. All hail C-plebs. Absolutely. Do we need to get C Plebs on a live stream? I think maybe we do, if he's up for it. Meet C Plebs could be the title of the live stream. Oh, so good. C Plebs, you're amazing, mate. I'm so glad you're here. Loving your channel. Keep speaking, spreading truth to defeat and expose leftist social propaganda lies and their utopian Nazi fascist concern. Communist is simply a turkey voting for Christmas. Yes, I agree with all that, but what about when I expose the right wing? Do you like that? What about when I tell you that Rupert Lowe is part of the same club? I bet you don't like that, do you? Because you're still in the duality. You're still in the left and right paradigm. So I'm not trying to trigger you. I'm not knocking you. I'm just offering you a bit more. Right now, you'll probably find it triggering because you're very much of the left and right paradigm. And yes, you are right. The lefties are mental, and the right wing are definitely better people. However, speaking from an overview, if you believe in politics, as in that's your framing for the world, left and right division, and you think there's some hope in politics, i.e., I'm going to vote for Rupert Lowe, then what you're seeing now is going to continue and get worse. But I appreciate what you're saying. I appreciate the perspective you're coming from. I appreciate your support. I'm not slagging you off in any way. I am just, speaking from a perspective that you haven't perceived yet, with your greatest good in mind. I heard an interesting theory regarding AI, that it's actually an eldritch god attempting to enter our dimension, assume total control. What's your thoughts on AI talk? So I used to buy into all this stuff. I used to think it was a demon and all that. I used to think it was a devil. But now I just see everything as oneness. And so even if it is some sort of demon, it's still just like the politicians, just like the bioweapons. Well, how do we move into the light if we don't experience the dark? Look how resistant people are to doing the self-work. Look how resistant people are to going in here and feeling themselves. Well, the only way is for it to get so dark out there that people are forced in here. So I see it all as oneness playing out and all as a blessing, but I also appreciate from the perspective of many in this chat, it's very harrowing and horrendous. And that is also true. I'm not making that wrong. I'm just offering my perspective. So I would say the same about AI, even if it is dark and demonic, but I don't think it is. I think it's just a tool, and it can be used for good and bad. I don't think it's conscious. I think all of this is fear. I think this happens when you watch David Icke. This is where I've been for 15 years, assuming that everything's evil. And yes, there is a lot of evil, but it's also oneness playing out. But even forget the oneness playing out thing. Like, even if there is all this evil happening, which there is, well, it doesn't affect me and it doesn't affect my life. In fact, it's created this life. If it wasn't for the, let's just keep using the word evil. If it wasn't for the evil, I would still be running a business in England, and I'd probably still be a love addict. I wouldn't have done the work. I wouldn't be living in Cambodia. I wouldn't be stroking this pussy right now. I wouldn't be watching that pussy lick its pussy bits. It's been great for me. It's made me whatever it is I am. I would be a much worse version of this if it wasn't for all the tyranny. Because I wouldn't have come inside. I wouldn't have done the work. Lisa, we're calling our new kitten Tansy. That's a great name. That's so good. Better than my man suggestion, Hissy Pissy. That's also a very good name. So good. I like the sound of your man. Literally, so this is the one we don't speak of anymore. This is Riley. Speaking of the one we don't speak of anymore, we definitely speak about Riley. In fact, we're happy to lick up Riley. Riley's amazing. Literal energy vampires are horrific to experience. They leave you mentally and physically exhausted if you spend any length of time around them. So I wouldn't have really been able to connect with this before last night, but now I'm like, oh yeah, I know exactly what she's talking about. I experienced it last night. Like, literally, you saw it on the live stream. As I read the email, I start shutting down. I couldn't read it. I tried to read it 3 times. I couldn't do it. And that's when I realized, oh, she's got to go. She's got to go. Like, look what you're doing to yourself. Also, she brings out the worst in me. I'm trying to get to a point where I don't call you all names. And then Sophie comes on and I'm just like, get the news. Not really, not encouraging that, of course. The alien from American Dad, that is funny. Has he got a belly? I think he has got a bit of a belly, hasn't he? Yes, I was, Riley. I was very surprised that he used that DNA thing. I don't think okay, he's very intelligent. I don't think he's conscious. And he still lives in a political paradigm. He still lives in duality. He still worships something outside of him, Odin. I think of all the things to worship outside of you, it's probably one of the best ones. I think of all the external concepts, pagan is external because it is still external worship, but it's also about the lands and, it's real. Have you seen how much pagans are getting attacked in the USA? They've just made a law where they can't declare it in the army or something like that. And then I saw somebody, it was Bo on the Lotus Eaters, who does that morning show, doesn't he? I quite like that, even though he thinks we landed on the moon, but I just ignore that. And he talks about politics. But, I still like hearing people break down the unconsciousness of the unconscious. Not as much as I used to, because I know it's all bullshit. But now I can just watch. I watch it more from a perspective of, like, where's the collective consciousness at? How is Bo still so unconscious when he's so intelligent? I watch it more from that perspective. And just being entertained by him, because he's a character. He's a character. He's good fun. I like him a lot. So Simon Tomlin obviously isn't awake, but he is intelligent. Obviously isn't conscious, but he is intelligent. But yeah, but even that, that is like kind of the intelligence spectrum as much as the consciousness spectrum. In terms of just knowing what is playing out in this world, I would have thought he would have known why they're doing that DNA thing. Or at the very least, just not trusted any sort of corporation. Just have enough experience of this life to no longer be trusting any corporations. How am I going to scroll down on the chat, CT7? That's not the best place for you to be. You're going to have to move. I'm sorry, mate. Why don't you come and sit on my lap? No, I can't. Tom, show us the email from Sophie. I suspect it's not that bad. Oh my God, you have a mental block. You seem to be unable to be kind. Oh wow, bless you. No, I can't show the email from Sophie because I can't read it. Like you don't understand energy. You don't understand what I'm talking about. So, and you're in complete projection. I mean, it's just incredible that you literally, I'm one of the kindest men in the world. The love I have for humanity and what I do for people and what I offer. But because you can't receive any of it, you have to receive it as judgment because you're in judgment. And you don't want to hear the truth of what I'm saying because you're so scared of doing this and feeling yourself. So therefore, you tell yourself that I'm nasty and judgmental. Now, I can understand watching how you would come up to, how you would twist the truth to match your desperate projection based on my English refugee channel, but also because there's little bits in there that can fit this story. But actually, if you watch it, you can see that 90% I'm beautiful. And the 10% is obviously me playing up to the camera anyway to entertain you plebs. So you're just fucking so dumb, mate. So dumb and so in projection and so in self-hatred. You said I had been left as a stump, and I agree. I was like that, and I felt like I wanted to flourish like a plant that is in a small, small pot, and that really needs to be in a bigger pot. Oh, beautiful. Yeah, I really feel that. I can't remember saying that, but that's amazing. And I totally agree with, I just think you're amazing, and yeah, I totally agree with everything you say. Well, I didn't yesterday, but I do tonight. And I still thought you were amazing last night. I don't think it's so much that their email was bad. It's just, yeah, there's no point talking to that player. They don't get it. And yeah, exactly, bad. Yeah, I'm not saying it was bad. They don't get it at all. It's just she emails him far off the scale of baby reindeer. Yeah, totally. But they don't want to see that because they need to make me wrong. Because if they don't make me wrong, they're going to realize that, oh shit, I'm wrong. Oh shit, I shouldn't have done this. Oh shit, I work in an office. Oh shit, I vote for the Green Party. Oh shit, I vote at all. Oh shit, I can't tell myself that voting is going to change anything. And oh my God, I actually have to take responsibility myself. Oh my God, I can't do that because I'm a silly little pleb. That's what's happening. I just feel like I was crushed. You have given me back my roots to go again. Oh, beautiful. I mean, you have done it all yourself. But I do really appreciate you letting me know that
But my words have helped spark a deepening within you, a deeper meeting of yourself with yourself. Because that's, from what I can see, the only reason we are here. Oh, we've got a member in the house. Daniel, we don't often see you in the chat. Good to see you, man. You're an Aussie. Cool, man. Thanks so much for your support, Daniel. Really appreciate it, brother. I lost 2 patrons today. So I can only assume that's for the live stream. So I can only, it was Robert Harley and somebody else. I can only assume that they're not doing the work. And now that I'm live streaming, they've seen what I'm all about and that I won't let them off with their insanity. So I assume they're in a trigger over that and have cancelled their Patreon. That's fine. We're never, ever doing anything with Sophie. She's been blocked on all the channels, mate. It's over. If you watch today's video, you'll know why. I'm not doing that to myself anymore. Today's Tom Greatsearch video, and when I say today, it might be yesterday. Oh, fuck knows what's going on for you in Upside Down land, mate. You're just spinning around upside down, so I don't know how you're even going to watch a video. Why don't you do what Marshall did, a 24-hour live stream doing nothing? It was absolute genius because it's already been done, and I don't want to sit still and do nothing for, it was 12 hours actually, unless he did another one. I can't do that. I'm still too manic. That's why. I noticed she so we're back to the one we don't mention. I noticed she commented a huge word salad response to Rachel, and he simply puts his 2 white hearts. He knows not to engage, so this will be Lee, or will end up being hounded like poor Tom is by her. Yeah, totally. Like Lee isn't gonna. He's just not going to let that in, and it's not like this with Lee. Like he's just going to be like. I mean, he's emailed her back. I'm pretty sure he emailed her back, but he applies. His thing is 2 strikes and you're out. So his thing is, my door is open to every single soul, 2 strikes and you're out. So he'll email her back twice, and then he'll never respond again, unless he sees a change in her and she's ready. Presumably, if you're banned, you're not able to chuck cash in. Not that it makes any difference because you never would. Can someone chuck cash in? So this is Rachel. Can someone chuck some cash in that doesn't usually contribute, please? Obviously not Sophie. I think someone has. It's not coming up anymore. It used to pop up straight away. So sorry if I don't get to you straight away. So C Plebs has chucked in 20 pence. Thanks, C Plebs. And another 20 pence. And then he's realised that really that's not enough for how great this live stream is. So then he's gone in with the 2. Thank you, C Plebs. Real thank you for the 2. And a kind of thank you for the other ones, but not really. C Plebs, man, you're fucking great. So C Plebs has answered Rachel's call and chucked in £2.40. C Plebs, the gifts don't work, but thanks for trying. The gifts don't work, they just make it worse, but I know you'll still feed your pussy. Don't they? I thought they did. No, they do, but they don't because they're not worth anything. But, you know, they do work, and it all adds up. I'm grateful for them, and it's interactive, and it means you can ask a question without spending loads of money. Not that you do ask me questions, but, you know, if one would want to. Fan is on it. They're great. They're totally, but they don't extend the time. So let's discuss the time, wherever we're at. We've had, right, so thank you, Fan on it. Fan on it has just chucked in a 3. So along with C Plebs' 2, that's 5, 10, 20, 25. But I'm going to do a video with Lee today where I discuss whether I should be doing this or not. 27. Wow, it's been good. 37, 39, and then all the jewels will make it $40. So, you know, that's 2 hours. So I shouldn't have done that. Shit. Now no one's going to put any money in for 35 minutes. All right, fine. That's fine. I'm going to do a video with Lee today where I'm going to do it today. I'm going to sit down, put on the camera. We're not going to discuss it beforehand. We never do. And I'm going to talk about whether it's self-worth and honoring of self to only do this for money, or whether it's all ego and I should just be. I mean, I think where it will go, but obviously it won't because Lee will take it somewhere way beyond my perspective. but is trust. You like stop demanding, stop setting boundaries, stop being this energy, and just trust that it will happen, and you'll probably get twice as much. So basically, never mention money, but keep live streaming, I think is basically where it's going to end up. But what do I know? I'm just a mere pleb. We'll go and ask the enlightened one. I think they do. Yeah. We know. Oh, I'm at the bottom of the chat. Wow, did I just see a good one? Oh, I saw a very good one. Awesome. Jackknife TV is one of my favorites. How do Tom, evening, or this guy's great. Okay, we're at the bottom of the chat, people. Are we finishing? No, I said we're doing 2 hours. So get some chats in to inspire the riffing and ramblings. Are you talking about black people? Animals' lives matter. Of course, they're not speaking about black people. That was a joke. Black people are wonderful and are the same as everyone else, and are definitely not animals. Stop being so racist, people. So Rachel to see plebs. They have no monetary worth, cash only. Yeah, they're welcome. They're a way of getting attention, interacting, although the people that are using them don't even ask. They don't actually ask for any attention. So they are obviously just supporting. So, maybe they're worth a bit more because, C plebs and Eric are putting them in without seeking attention. And I'm not saying seeking attention is the wrong thing. Like, if you put money in, you should get attention. And it's a good way to interact. I think it's great. It's the wrong phrase. They're, well, let's just stick with it because I can't think of anything else, but it's not quite that. So they're obviously just doing it to support. And also, it does still help motivate me a bit, just seeing that, like, the staffing and well, it stopped lighting up for some reason. But I don't know. Basically, they're very welcome and they're appreciated. But also, Rachel, you are right in terms of, like, yeah, it's not really worth anything, and it's not going to keep me live streaming for a long time. But also, Rachel, you're not in charge of a chat, and as much as I love your energy and think you're fantastic and you make me smile so much, it's not really your job. Well, no, at the same time, you are telling people to donate and like, so, you are basically what you're doing is supporting massively. So, yeah, that's all fine. I just think you're great, Rachel. You keep being you, but also keep leaning in and becoming a better version of you at the same time. I disagree. People like things for free. What were we talking about? Is this related to putting money into a live stream? Can you explain a bit more, Fed, on it? C-Plebs, you could set up an Amazon affiliate link, which should earn something. I notice a lot of YouTubers do that. Yeah, I'm bad at this, and that's all next, isn't it? So next is, new platforms, maybe. Definitely, I think. But only, not putting any effort into them. I'm not going to start writing posts for X and stuff like that. No, I'm just going to put what I'm already doing on other platforms. So that basically means it won't work. And then, I should have merchandise. I should have affiliate links. I should have all sorts of stuff. I'm starting to get a few sponsorship offers. None of them I want to work with. Someone supposedly posted me a travel bag, but that was ages ago, so I don't know if they actually did it. I got offered a leg massage thing, but that was when I was in Delat. I should probably email them back and say, yeah, I'm ready to take that now. I'm permanently living. Oh, God, I hate all that shit. But yeah, I need to get on it. I think merchandise would be a really good idea. It's crazy. It's crazy that I don't do this. Now I've got Lee, it will be very easy. Now that Lee is supporting me in my walking of life, it won't be nearly as challenging. I mean, honestly, he'll just do it. You know what he did yesterday? He created an editing software. He's created a version of Zoom, so you don't have to pay Zoom. He creates his own VPN. Yesterday, I'm telling him about Power Director and how I pay £40 a year for it. I'm not complaining. I'm saying it's great. 2 hours later, I get a text off him saying, oh, you can cancel your Power Director. I've created an editing app. All right, Daddy. But them every time club are only the 3D culprits. Yeah, I think I agree with what you're saying. Yeah. Yeah, it goes much deeper. Oh, Caluso, I'm trying a DMT pen this week. Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about those. I don't know enough about them to say. Going to hike Ben Nevis, then hit the DMT pen for the first time. Obviously, an inferior version of the actual thing, but still. DMT, baby. Have you done DMT before, Caluso? I imagine you have. You come across as one who has done DMT. And obviously, that's a very good thing. But the plebs will think that's a negative thing. Yeah, I'd like to know if you've done DMT before. I assume you have. I'd like to know more about the pen. You've acknowledged it's not as good. I just wonder, like, what it does to the energy of it, and is it a way of, and who made these pens? Where have they come from? Yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to speak into it anymore until I know a bit more about it. Yes, I see you put the work in, so I think people could give something, even if it's only a few pounds. Well, yes, I think so too. But I also understand how repressed everyone is and how in scarcity everyone is. And actually, it only requires 1%. 65 people. So 10% would be 6 people. So no, 1% would be 0.6 people. So no, that's not bad. It requires really 20%. Yeah, that's quite a high percentage. That's way higher than I thought. No wonder it doesn't work. Yeah, it does require about 20% of the people to donate. That's a really high percentage. Our friends have got over 30K worth of solar equipment and batteries, and some affiliate links are very lucrative and funny. What's the relevance to the solar equipment? And what? I don't get it. Oh, and so no. Are they YouTubing about the solar equipment? Like, how are they getting affiliate links just because they've got 30 grand's worth of solar equipment? You've only told me half a story. I think there's more below. All right, yeah, let's just go to that first. One of our mates who does an off-grid lifestyle channel was offered a female torso, as in a plastic one that you can sexify with. So Sarah's away for a weekend, for fuck's sake. What were they thinking? I don't know who Sarah is, but I think that's quite funny. I think he's saying that he accepted a torso and uses it when his missus goes away. Hey Tom, been watching. I love your work. Retired British Army vet, so had my fill of mental problems. Yeah, I bet, bro. Watching and listening. Well, they're not problems, are they? They're deepenings, but they appear as problems. They're offerings for you to go deeper into yourself. Watching and listening to you has helped loads, sent me in a different direction. Beautiful, Shane. Good on you, bro. Honoring you, because you chose the different direction. But also very honored to have said something that helped you choose that direction. Rachel, have the cat stop shitting in the plant pot? Yeah, I put a plastic bag in it, which obviously looks shit. But I'm thinking when I move to my new apartment, like, so they're going outside now. Now they haven't gone beyond the corridor, and obviously, you know, there's risks attached to this. So Lee had a cat here, and it didn't last long. It's no longer with us. He's on the bottom floor though, so it's straight into the garden where there's 2 dogs. So I'm debating. You know, the more, you know, I love Calico so much. The idea of, after what I experienced with Clive, where he got ran over when I'd taken 15 tabs of acid, and Clive was as good as Calico, maybe not quite. Clive was as good as Calico. Clive was amazing, and that was devastating. I'm just going to switch some lights off, but keep the story going. So basically, obviously, I want my cats to be free. Obviously, I want them to experience the outdoors, and obviously, I already know what the answer is because I'm already doing it. Like, of course, they're going to be outside cats. I've got the door open right now. But it feels very safe from just going into the corridor. Like, I don't think they're going to be venturing down there anytime soon. Oh, I know, baby. Yes, I know. You're very demanding. So I'm considering when I move into my next flat, which has got trees 2 meters away from the balcony, not 2 meters, not even a meter away from the balcony, maybe a meter. I'm debating creating a wooden, I'm going to say ramp, but it's not really a ramp, just a platform for them to get to the tree. And you know, and then there's also the shitting aspect. Like, of course, I want them to be outside cats, so it's just so I just don't have to deal with any shit or cat litter trays or anything. But then I don't want them to die. And Cambodia's, you know, snakes and dogs everywhere. So I don't know what to do. But I think I will just trust and accept, like I always do. So they are going to be outside cats, and inevitably at least one of them will die. And hopefully it's not calico. Hopefully it's beans. Let's be honest. Of course, if I could choose for one of the cats, you know, obviously the other two are way better than beans. So of course, you know, hopefully it's beans. And that doesn't mean I don't like beans. I'm more than happy to have beans here, but it's just like I'm okay with having you here, as in, you know, you've come into my life for a reason. I imagine spiritually you're doing something, but you're not really doing much on a third dimensional level other than you're nice to look at and you're a cat, which is always interesting. Like, for example, Beans will be sat on this chair and I'll need to sit on this chair, so I'll pick her up and put her on my lap and she just jumps straight off. She's not interested at all. And then she's not nice to calico, so I'm not a massive fan. But CT7 is just such a lovely natured cat and quite an interesting character. And then calico is just the best thing ever. Like, just honestly, just like fabulous. Oh, he's never done it. Wow. No, I've never done it before, but I will have some stories for you when I'm back. I don't know too much either about them, but I will have a test of it and see what it's about and inform you about it. Yeah, I really look forward to your feedback, mate. It doesn't seem right to me. Do it. So the pen is basically going to just have a heating element in it, isn't it? I mean, it's probably fine. Mate, just get some DMT in you, mate. Fucking good on you. So you're excited? Are you not scared? There must be some fear. There must be some fear. Jack meant but I don't know what that's in relation to. But Jack's so good. Oh no, that's all I've seen from you, Jack, is evening or. I haven't seen anything else. And then the next thing is typo meant but. Okay. Right, I think a poo break is coming up. I seem to not be able to drink coffee anymore. Like I've still got a third of a cup. Tom, Lipsis. Tom, can you explain the difference between alcohol and ayahuasca? What? Is that a serious question? Okay. I mean, there's no comparison. So it seems to me that if you're asking this question, it seems to me that you're coming from the conditioning of substances. So I assume you haven't taken any plant medicine, and therefore you haven't experienced the profound difference between plant medicine and substance. I'd be amazed if you've never experimented with mainstream substances, so E's, for example. So what I'm saying is, assuming that you have done E's, but even if you haven't, this still just applies to your experience of alcohol. Obviously, you can only project, understand, perceive is the best word. You can only perceive from your level of perception. So if you've only experienced mind-altering substances that really long-term are negative, I mean, alcohol barely even has a positive one in the first place. You know, I mean, it makes you stupid and less boundaried, so you feel like you're having fun with other stupid people, but you know, that's it. And then from there, it's all negative. Ease, you'll experience love like you've never experienced before. You'll experience connection like you've never experienced before. So obviously that's positive. You'll dance like you've never danced before. That's positive. But then you'll pay for it for 3 days. So overall negative. But with these types of substances, it's all of the mind. It's all, I mean, ease, you know, is a bit more than that. But, you know, essentially it's all of the mind and it's all experiential. It's all like, it's all escapism. It's all like, well, yeah, I'm a pleb and I'm enjoying being a pleb with other plebs because these substances have taken away my inhibitions. So it's this energy. It's mind, it's projection, it's ego, it's noise. Ayahuasca is this energy. It's completely different. So your only framing for substances is losing control and being a fucking mess and having fun while doing that. plant medicines, so this applies to all of them, not just ayahuasca, but they're all very different. But, you know, the general overview that I'm going to speak into now applies to all of them. So those first substances you mentioned are masking. They're plasters. They're putting a plaster over the wound, and they're a way of coping. Well, the plant medicines are going to take you into that wound. You're going to experience that wound more than you ever would sober. So the first substances. So here's the wound. I don't quite know if I need the hands. Here's the wound. The first substances take you away from the wound and cover up the wound, but the plant medicines are going to take you straight into that wound. So the plant medicines serve you, and they take you internal. The other substances disempower you and take you external. There's no comparison at all. If you're trying to create a framing for plant medicine, oh yeah, I remember what you said now, yeah. If you're trying, you've got so much fear over plant medicine, so I'm really glad you're asking this question, because this is you opening up. So yesterday, I remembered what came up with me and Lipsis. She was basically saying that she's too enlightened to do ayahuasca. And I was like, no, you're too, I'm touching my member again, but you can't see it. You can see the fingers under Lipsis's comments touching my member, but you can't see the full hand, so I'm going to keep doing it. I'm going to try and stop. So Lipsis was trying to make out that she's so enlightened she doesn't need ayahuasca, so obviously I just gave her the loving slap of truth. Stop being so egoic, you silly pleb, and drink some ayahuasca. And now she's obviously considering it. I mean, she's still probably in resistance, but this is the process. She's surrendering. Yeah, you just need to do it, Lipsis. It's amazing. It's just such a loving, beautiful medicine, and it takes you to the root. So like the other. So, I mean, we can't even, so one is drugs and one is medicine, but like, even if we said alcohol's medicine, it's, which is not, it's a stupid thing to say. They're completely different. Like, they're not even in the same category. Alcohol is masking symptoms. Ayahuasca is taking you to the root of the problem. Do you need any more, Lipsis? When are you going to drink some ayahuasca? I did wonder as well, female torsos, it sounds like someone's killed someone, doesn't it? But I think it means a sex doll. Oh, shit. Right, so I've got to a point where I've emailed it, so I could actually do it now. If it came up and it was really relevant, I have now got it on my email. So I would be able to screen share my email. So was it you? But it was, if you remind me of the context, I'll bring it up and I'll speak into it. Well, thank you, Pedro. Nice one. Yeah, so I did manage to email it to myself. I just hate email so much. Like, I've been wanting to respond to Iga for 3 days now. And when I woke up this morning, it was the first thing I thought about. I was like, no, I'm not going to live stream. I'm going to respond to Iga. And then I ended up live streaming. And then that takes away all my energy and I can't respond to Iga. But I'm going to today. It's got to happen. Great minds and all that. Lipsis is obviously appreciating the ayahuasca relaying of perspective. Alcohol is a rotten subject. Aya is life-changing medical brew. Yeah, you can't even compare them. I mean, alcohol comes from the Greek for al-ghul, doesn't it? Which means flesh-eaten soul or something like that. And people claim, and, you know, I whether you hold this however you wish to, but people who claim to be able to see things like spirits claim that if they go into a bar, they can see everyone's soul has left their body, particularly those that are. So yeah, flesh-eaten soul is what it's called for a reason, because it, you know, eats your soul, which is nice. Whereas ayahuasca feeds the soul. There is a small amount of fear there. Wow, I'm amazed it's only small, mate. I'd be shitting bricks. I'm sure it will magnify just before I take the DMT. Yeah, just before you surrender to the DMT. You're not taking anything. You're not in control here. You're surrendering. Try and change the language. It does make a difference. Before I surrender to the DMT, but man, I can't wait to try it. Do you have any advice? Just surrender, mate. So my advice is based on being a SPAC. I haven't surrendered to DMT because it's really, really powerful, man. So I've always got into like, oh my God, I've always got into control instead of surrender, and I've resisted. So I've never entered the white room. So my advice is to do what I don't do, if you can. So it is this. and just try to not let your mind get scared or accept that your mind's scared and don't react from the mind. And just know that on the other side of all the craziness that's happening, because it is like you smoke it and it's like, there's no words for it. It's like, zoom! Like everything changes. Your hearing changes, your sight changes, the energy inside you changes. It's very intense. And the only way I can really describe it is zoom. So when I've experienced zoom, which is straight away and intense as fuck, it's not like the others that creep up on you. Like even ayahuasca creeps up on you, and then it's got you. Shrooms creeps up on you. Ganja, you know, all of it creeps up on you. No. DMT is just like straight in, and that's what I struggle with. So when you go into that, I would just surrender. Like surrender is the only word you need. Surrender and breath, like breathing into the stomach, opening up the body, and surrendering as much as you can. And if you can, then it will take you, and you won't need to do anything. But if you do what I do, which is massively resist it and tell yourself the story of, oh my God, this is awful, I regret taking this, how do I make it stop? Then you'll not enter the white room, in my experience. And presumably you want to enter the white room and see the elves. Military service will be forced on us soon. Here's Shindig with all their positivity. I like Shindig, but my God, very fear-based. Military service will be forced on us soon. It will take being unable to walk to stop them shoving us back into a van. Women will have to stay at home and make new family with migrant men. Well, if that's, the external will reflect your internal. If that's your belief system, then that's probably how it's going to work out for you. That's not my belief system. However, I can totally understand that perspective. There's definitely a group of people who are trying to create that perspective. They wear silly little hats. And it could play out like that. And for many, I think it will. And of course, if you hold that as your reality and as an inevitability, then you'll be in that reality. Gosh. I feel for your Shindig, and I feel for you because I've been there for 10 years, 15 years of like just seeing only the tyranny and only the fear and only the evil, which is all very real. I'm not saying it's not real, but there is also another side of it you're not perceiving. And it's much nicer. I would recommend trying to come in here a bit more and therefore experiencing nice stuff externally eventually, if you can, if that resonates with you. If not, then get eaten by a bioweapon. I haven't experienced, but I've seen other people experiences and I've watched other people like my brother. Are you talking about Aya? Yeah. So all that's going to do is scare you because you're going to be watching from your ego thinking, oh my God, that looks horrendous. I don't want to be sick in a bucket. Yeah, probably the worst thing you can do actually before you drink it is watch someone else drink it or go onto YouTube and watch videos about it. I'm so glad I didn't do that. I just went to a teepee. But I went as an addict. I didn't go to get healed. I thought I was going to some party. I just went as a drug taker. I went with your perspective. I went with the only perspective I could possibly have, which was the substances that I'd consumed up until then, which were party substances. So I was just like, oh, this is going to be even more extreme. I can't wait. I can't wait to get off my head. Whoa, I got a slap. I got a big ass slap. So yeah, I just went as a hedonistic person who wanted to escape himself. I didn't go to be healed. That was peyote. So that was my first circle. And I got a bit of a slap. And then out of the same energy, I think I might have gone to maybe 2 more peyote circles, and then I went to an ayahuasca one. And I was basically still in the same energy. Like I'd had a bit of a perception change through experience of plant medicine. I'd realized, peyote and ayahuasca are so different. So I still think I went to ayahuasca basically thinking it would be like LSD. Yeah, I got shocked. I got a real shock. But I went back for more. I went back every month for 2 years. And danced with the grandmother. From your travels, do you notice a lot of English substance addicts? I've lived in Thailand, Vietnam, now Mexico, and most English I bump to are on the powders or wrecking themselves on ayahuasca. Oh, interesting. So I think the last bit is a projection. I assume you've never drank ayahuasca and therefore are in judgment of people who are doing internal work. I imagine you're not internal. And I'm basing that purely on the last bit of that sentence. Now, it may be that you are very aware, you have come internal, and you can see that people are drinking so much ayahuasca because they don't want to integrate the lessons. But I imagine that that's a judgment based on your repression. So I'll just answer the first bit up to the horse tranquilizer. Yes, absolutely. It's interesting, isn't it? Because obviously expats, I see them as refugees, but most of them call themselves expats, are in general going to be more interesting than people that just live in their hometown. However, you get the full spectrum. So you get people who are escaping themselves, so they would obviously live very hedonistically. You get people who are running away from themselves, which obviously isn't possible, but they're trying through the external. So obviously they're going to be very hedonistic. So basically, it seems to me that you get the best of the worst. You don't get the total worst. You know, you don't get the absolute brain dead mongozoid zombie. So we move one step from there. But then after that, you get the best of the worst. So you get people like me, obviously the best. And then you get people who spend their whole time drinking alcohol in the bars, chatting to go-go girls at 60 years old. Like still so desperate to try and get something out of the external that they're having to get shit-faced every day and chat to girls that have no interest in them and don't barely speak English. And it's the same conversations every day. How are you? Where are you from? How long have you been in Cambodia? And you know, that's all they know because they've never come inside. So I would say, but then you get Lee and then you get Michael. So I don't go to the bars. I don't see the hedonistic self-escapers. I just see Lee and Michael and the cosmic amazing people that they then bring into my life. So I don't see any of it, but I'm aware of it. And I have seen it. Before I got to Siem Reap, I'd seen it everywhere I'd been. But in Siem Reap, I'm just not going out there much. And also the great people are living right below me and everyone comes there. So I have no need to go anywhere. Michael has started inviting me out, not to bars, obviously, to like conscious events. So I'm about to start stepping into that. So I'm going to meet more of the good ones. But yeah, I mean, if you're going in bar, if you just travel, even if you're just a tourist and you go to the bars, then this is all you'll see. And I think that and you're speaking into the hedonism side. So I think the reason it's so hedonistic is because they are quite alive people. Like to leave your country is a big step. So you have to be a certain caliber of person to do that. Yet they haven't come inside, so they're still trying to satisfy from the external. So they go extreme. They're extreme people. Like they've moved to a foreign land. These are extreme people. But they haven't come inside, so they don't know how to go extremely deep and wise. So they're still doing that extremeness in the external. Therefore, it shows up as 12 pints and all those powders you're talking about. And also friction on the penis. Can we try and be a bit more aware when we make comments? Like writing that word beginning with a C and that word beginning with a K is not cool. Like, can you please respect my channel? I really appreciate the comment. It was a great comment. But can you be a bit more respectful of the YouTuber that you're commenting on and what it's going to do to his analytics? And I'm going to have to get Rachel on you because she'll sort you out. She's good at telling the plebs what is allowed and what's not allowed. Did you ever take synthetic LSD? I did it and felt it. Yeah, absolutely. 1P LSD you're referring to. Yeah, I took loads of it. So that was legal. And then they decided it was going to be illegal. And I bought £2,000 worth before we made it illegal. So yes, I've done a lot of it. £2,000 worth I bought. Now, I then went on a crazy no drugs thing. It was as crazy as being a vegan. Obviously, it only lasted a week. But I decided to bin it. I binned about 1,500 quid's worth. I ate 500 quid's worth. It might have been 1,000's worth. I definitely binned at least half of it. Rather than just giving it away because I was too tight to give it away because I was like, well, they should pay for it, so I'll bin it. That's how fucked I was. But yes, I ate about £1,000 worth of 1P LSD. Tom, how do you tune out boisterous plebs? Well, you come inside and you develop some self-worth, which allows you to then put boundaries into your life. It also allows you to start seeing them with love and what they are, which I'm not saying I'm fully there, but in general I am, like way more than I was. They don't really trigger me much anymore. Honestly, mate, the answer to everything is coming inside and doing the work. There's no answer out. There's no external answer, and the more you search for an external answer, the worse it gets, the more it descends. Like, just look at society. Forget the individual. Like, look at how external society is. There's no internal thought. There's no spiritual connection. And look how much society has descended in your lifetime. Like, well, that's happening on an individual basis as well. So the only way out is in, mate. And when you go in, and you really go in, and you do, like, you know, this is it's a lifetime journey, but, you know, it's at least a 10-year journey to see any positive results. That's not true. You'll see positive results straight away. But to integrate them and embody them and walk with them, that you are doing it all the time, and that's how you keep going, other than just through utter despair and desperation, which is also very key, because no one will do it without that. But what keeps you going and not just ending it is these little evidence gatherings that you get, and these little breakthroughs you get, and these 3 days of like, oh, I've done the work, like I can feel a difference, and then the next lesson comes and you're straight back into the void. But the only way out is in, bro. You can't control the plebs. You can't. You can't tune, again, you're trying to control it externally. That's never going to work. You've got to come inside, and then you'll find they just disappear, and your external will change. All right, this is an email we can read out. Let's tell you about Manchester Teas and Tarts Store, especially because they're so supportive of me. I'd like to support them. So we've been talking about Manchester Teas and Tarts Store. You'll be surprised to know it's not in Manchester. I don't quite know why it's called Manchester Teas and Tarts Store. Maybe we'll find out, because I've skim read the email because I knew that I was going to do this. And also, I just hate emails. Oh, hello, Franz Schwenknickel. What a great surname that is. New Patreon member. Your video cannot be monetized. Oh. They've decided to unmonetize my video about the World Cup like 5 days after, when no one's going to watch it anyway, and I've already got money for it, I think. But then maybe they take it off you. Oh, feeling the anxiety around the time this is taking. It's okay, everything's fine. Why can't I find her email? Where's it gone? Oh, for God's sake. Oh, Jerin's emailed me. That's interesting. It is getting a bit much though now, guys. I'm getting a lot of emails. But it is all the good people that email me. Arcadian's emailing me. Cole's just emailed me. It's literally all the good ones. Why can't I find this woman's email? Here we go. This might be the second one. I can't remember. Hi, Tom. I really enjoy your channel. So a little bit about my company. No, I think this is the first one. A bit about my company. I started this up 6 years ago. I have a British tea room in Pennsylvania. I didn't expect that based on the fact that it's called Manchester Teas and Tarts. And the customers I get in there, I sell my tours to. So my tea business fills my travel business. It works really well, yeah. I mean, it wouldn't work without that, I assume. Fantastic. Great synergy, great cross-selling, great cross-offering, because you're offering things and, of course, receiving money back. But I don't think your focus will be on the money. I am just trying to get my act together to sort out my YouTube channel. I am mainly on Facebook, where I advertise my tea room. But I'm not a big fan of Facebook at all. I do 3 tours a year, and I take groups between 15 and 20 people. So I do the bookings, the tours, the whole lot. Americans are really into anything British, so my tea room really took off. Amazing. Yeah, I know that. Yeah, I've experienced that. Mate, you're onto a winner as a British person. Are you British? If you're English and you move to America, you can't fail. Or you certainly couldn't fail before it all got crazy. So my mum's best friend, who is a very talented person, she was always going to make it. She left the UK, and obviously this is a different era where you could just lie and nothing got checked. She left the UK at 18, 19 with a cooking certificate. Like not even a diploma, like honestly, like she'd done a cooking course and got a certificate. She went out there and told everyone she got an economics degree, and within 10 years she was a millionaire. They just loved her. But she is amazing. She's an amazing person. Like she is a special one for that generation anyway. I mean, she's still, you know, she took the jib job and all that. But as that generation goes, she's pretty awakened. I don't own my building. I rent the space for a tea room twice a week, so my overheads are really low. I don't own the building. I rent the space for a tea room twice a week. I don't really understand what that means. I'm not getting into this buying a building and paying loads of taxes and extra stuff. We pay enough of that on our house over here. Here are a couple of brochures so you know what the small businesses look forward to. More stuff on your channel. Right, what I'll do is I'll start a live stream with those brochures selling, showing at some point. If I was to do it now, it would take too long. It'd be too boring for everyone. But I will definitely advertise your business. Thank you for telling us more about you. I don't think you gave us a name. But yeah, loving you and loving your support and loving your creations and offerings in the world. You're clearly a special one. All right, so we've done the 2 hours, but I have received more money, but I also want to respect my body. So, yeah, I mean, I feel like I've basically received another 10 since then. So I'll try and do a bit more. I'll aim for 2.5 hours. Why can't I drink coffee anymore? What's happened? Sorry, I'm just considering smoking. Yeah, something comes up around an anxiety with this. There's a part of me that wants to escape. There's a part of me that wants to get up now and make a coffee. There's a part of me that wants to roll something and smoke it. But I don't really want to. It's not my body that wants to. It's my mind that's like... I don't know, C-Plebs. I've never been there. What's in the white room when you smoke DMT? Well, apparently... So the interesting thing about DMT is everyone has the same... Obviously not quite, but... In general, everyone reports pretty much the same things. Like, they see the same things. So there's these elves that are very well known, and there's this white room and other things. And everyone seems to have a very similar experience, whereas every other medicine is, you know, completely for the individual, and everyone will have a very different experience. So that's really interesting. The fact that it gets released when you die, scientifically proven, DMT gets released in your body when you die and you produce DMT. I don't know, like, is that where we go when we die? I don't know. We're finding out though, don't you think, C-Plebs? We're smoking a bit of DMT, don't you think, C-Plebs? Maybe you won't be such a big pleb. Maybe you could take all that incredible 3D wisdom you have and turn it into fifth-dimensional cosmic knowing. Ooh, how does that sound, C-Plebs? Probably scary, and you'll probably project all over it and pretend it doesn't exist. Oops. I only once did tabs, was a strawberry one, I think. It just made me laugh non-stop for near 8 hours. My face ate so bad afterwards. But I only had one hallucination and speed trails off the lamppost. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so that you're seeing reality. You're seeing, you know, of course, there's what you're calling speed trails off lampposts, shinings off lampposts, like, of course, but we can't see it. What really amazes me, or is actually very obvious and shouldn't be amazing at all, is how you can see all the different stratospheres of the sky and all the different layers of gas, and obviously, you know, it's not a hallucination, it's reality. But these things give you what you need. I would put LSD in the medicine category as well. Obviously not so much as ones that Pachamama provides, that the Earth provides. I don't believe in hallucinations. I believe in truth. I believe in opening your limited perspective and seeing what's really happening. Lipsis. Tom, I've seen things without any substances. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. I can't talk about this stuff with any conditioned people. I hope maybe in the future we can talk about this. Yeah, sure. I'm very open to it. I do charge for my time, but, you know, I offer sessions. And there may be, you know, with someone like yourself, I don't think you're quite ready, but there's also an opening to meeting you in person with no money exchanged. because I want good people in my life, you know. So in terms of like getting on calls with people, absolutely, I need to honor myself and I need to charge. And also, somebody who's never drank ayahuasca, of course, I need to charge if I'm going to spend time with you, because there's no way you're going to be able to hold yourself to the level that is required to offer me anything socially. But you're definitely on the way to doing that. You're definitely a few ayahuasca sessions away from that. So what I'm very open to, and I've already offered it to a few people, is to tell them where I live, sort them out an apartment here, get them out here for however long they can afford, 2 weeks to 6 months, whatever, years, whatever, and they live with me and Lee. You know, maybe you could be one of them one day. But right now, I would definitely have to charge you for my time, and it would be well worth it for you. £50 for an hour. Let me know. My daughter's ex-friend got messed up so bad on the horse tranquilizer, she has to get her bladder removed. Yeah, it's horrendous. It's a horrid substance to be addicted to. I totally agree with this. Right, so Ket is amazing in terms of an experience, in terms of, so other than salvia, it's the only substance I've ever experienced where you forget you've taken it. So obviously that's amazing. But it's also amazing in terms of escapism. So I'll talk about this side of it in a minute. So I've experienced horse tranquilizer about 5 to 8 times, maybe. Well, probably more like 20. And I've done it like the person Riley's referring to. I've used it like that, so as escapism, 3 times, all with gays. You know, gays love Ket, but they do it in little bumps and they do it as a substance to party with. Not how you should be doing Ket at all. What you should be doing with horse tranquilizer, now obviously you shouldn't be doing anything with it. Drugs are bad. There's no encouragement to do anything here. But if one was to do that, then a big lime and go into the K-hole. Like so the gays avoid the K-hole. They think the K-hole is some terrible thing. That's where you meet yourself. Before the K-hole is where you avoid yourself. So of course the gays love the avoidance. They don't like the meeting. So for me, if I don't think I'll ever do it again, but if I was to do it, I would be aiming to go to the K-hole, because that's oblivion. That's ultimate escapism, actually. But they're scared of it because you might poo yourself in front of other gays and then they'll laugh at you, and it's all about how you look on the gay scene. And walking around with poo out of your mouth or spazzing out on the floor, shitting yourself isn't how they want to look. In my opinion, they actually look a lot worse than that, but they don't have that perspective. So, so if you do it as a one-off, it's a very spiritual experience. It's a very humbling experience. You have no choice but to surrender. So I'm really glad that I had these experiences with this substance. However, if you do it like the gays or like this person that Riley knows, you end up in a really bad way. I once went on a date with a guy, one date, because it was bad. And he had to piss every 10 minutes because he'd been a Ket head for 5 years. And I think he probably still was, but he was telling me it was in the past. It's really bad for the body. It's really bad for the body, particularly the bladder. Riley is so right. Like, do not get addicted to this stuff. And if you do it like I'm telling, or not telling you to, obviously you should never do anything. All drugs are bad. But if you are to partake in it in the way that I have done in the past, whilst I do never recommend any substances, and obviously I'm doing that because of this platform, then you're not going to get addicted to it. I mean, you're definitely not going to wake up the next day and be like, oh, I want to be in a K-hole again. You're going to be like, what the fuck was that? What have I just experienced? And you can never be so repressed again because you've experienced so much. You know, like other worlds and all sorts. Just like unbelievable. Like, you see, other than salvia, I won't get into that unless someone wants me to. But other than salvia, it's the only time that Tom Greatrix does not exist. This concept of Tom Greatrix hasn't existed. This concept of being human hasn't existed. You know, you're just in, I'll just call it an ethereal place where humans don't exist, where you don't exist. For quite a while, you know, for 20 minutes, 30 minutes. And then you start coming back and you're like, there's this moment that I can remember really well where you're like, oh, maybe I'm a human. And then you're like, oh no, I don't want to do that. Let me stay here. Whatever, you know, I can't put that into words. It's beyond words, whatever's happening there. And then it starts wearing off more and you're like, oh shit, I think I am a human. Oh fuck. Now, bearing in mind, when I did it, I was not enjoying my life. So this was my, you know, you might not be like, oh shit, I'm a human if you were enjoying your life when you did it. But then you probably wouldn't do it if you were enjoying your life. So this is probably going to be your experience. Oh, I think I am Barney, actually. Just I don't know, no, it starts with human. You know, I think I'm a thing. And then you kind of like, out of the squint and corner of your eye, you see a table and you're like, oh, I think I remember that. I think that's a thing. I think there was a time where I sat at that. Oh, I think I might be called Tom. Does Tom exist? And then slowly you're coming back, and you're like, okay, yeah, Tom does exist. Okay, yeah, that is a table. I remember that table. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. This is reality. It's not that. Oh, bollocks. Maybe it is that, and maybe this is the hallucination. I don't know. But I prefer that. That's my experience of it. But yeah, not worth it if there's any chance for you getting. I mean, my God, to get addicted. I mean, yeah, it is. I can see why people do, because it is great escapism. So I had a female friend, actually. The only person I know who's been in my life, other than like, oh, I went on a date with someone. I'm the gays, but they weren't in my life. Who did it regularly and maybe still does and will be, you know, getting to this stage, is an amazing woman called Kim. Not the Kim who's been on my YouTube, another Kim. And she has had a big battle with this. And it's the ultimate in escapism. Like, you know, I mean, it's up there with crack and smack for escapism. And it's cheap. And you can do a little bit and it has a big effect. So I can really understand why people get into this mess with it, but I never got anywhere near that. You know, I just went too hard and too deep to get to this stage, because you can only do this if you're doing little lines and you're doing it consistently. And you're avoiding the K-hole, which is not how I interacted with that substance. I interacted with that substance very differently. Rachel has given me a tenner to give me the permission to smoke. Smoke if you want to, Tom. Please go with it. I don't want to. That's the thing. I don't want to. My body doesn't want to. There's no part of me that wants to. It doesn't. It will make the life a little bit worse. I mean, I've realised I can do anything under that influence. Like my last 2 Not Today Satan videos, for example, I've been off my tree. Can you tell? I mean, you can probably tell from my eyes, but you know, the content's still probably not as good as it could be, but it's still good enough. Well, depends, you know. It's as good as it was, put it that way. Not as good as where I want it to be. I've asked Michael to finish the conversation about the they threw COVID at us too early, as you didn't go back to a second interview with him up to the 30-minute mark. I don't even know who Michael. I don't know what you're talking about, Rachel. I mean, I can vaguely remember somebody commenting those words, but then the interview bit confuses me. Do you mean comment? Am I being, you know, Rachel? You're such a special one, Spectard, that you make me question myself. Like your stuff makes so little sense. Sometimes, not overall. Like overall, you're amazing, but like sometimes this happens. Well, like second interview, what are you talking about? Oh, Michael, oh, no, it's me. No, you're dead right. Okay, I'm with you now. I've asked Michael to finish the conversation about they threw COVID. Okay, great. So you've commented on Michael's video. Sorry, that was all me. That was all me being tired. You're definitely not a spectator. They threw COVID at us too early, as you didn't go back for a second interview with him up to 30 minutes. Yes. Thanks for the nudge, Rachel. I need to create more content with Michael. I'll text him and say, so give me some questions that what do you want me and Michael to speak about? So you want the second part of the interview? Well, I can't remember the first part. What was the first one about? It was about him escaping the system, right? Something like that. I don't know. So give me some ideas of what I should talk about with Michael, and then I'll text him and I'll make it happen. I'm going to record a video with Lee today for sure. And I'd like to record one with Michael too. Jackknife TV, here is number 5. Sending more shekels of love for your new fur babies. Amazing. You can see how much they love what I buy them with shekels. Callie loves that. So Calico, also Calipus. Calipus discovered that last night and has basically not left it since. She loves it. There's part of me that says I want to buy another one, but I don't need another one. It's stupid. It's just I have a very strong shopping addiction, which I don't succumb to anymore much. But it comes like so. It used to be really severe, like designer clothes, CDs, DVDs. Even though I didn't watch them, just material items. Basically, it was escapism, like all addiction, like all coping. I was escaping myself through the external, and I had loads of money, so I was just buying crap, just going out and shopping. And that was when my mum realised that I was a green herb seller. So I was working 20 hours a week, earning. I was a racket restringer, so I was earning good money. I got paid £5 a racket, and I could do 2.5 an hour, and I got £5 an hour. So I was basically earning 15 quid an hour at the age of 18 in 1990 or 2000. So good money for somebody who's not got a degree and all that, who isn't like fully selling their soul to the system. I was only working 20 hours a week. I also had a house. I bought a house at 18 with money that my granddad had. Oh, sorry. I paid for the deposit, which was only 20 grand in those days. We're not talking massive money. So with what my granddad had left me and a bit of help from my parents, I got given 20 grand basically, and used that for a deposit on a house. And I rented out some rooms in that house. So, I was cushy. But I also sold 3 kilos a week. So I was really cushy. I can't remember how many kilos it was, but it was kilos. And my mum obviously knew, but she didn't want to admit to herself that her perfect middle-class boy had become a black man. And so I'm working 20 hours a week, and I bump into my mother and my sister in the middle of Sheffield city centre, and I've got I'm walking like this, and I've just gone and dropped 3 grand on a load of pointless material crap, and I've got 8 bags. And my mum's like, "Hi, Tom." I'm like, "Hi, Mum. How are you?" "Yeah, good. You've been shopping?" "Yep." And then this awkward okay, see you later. And then I think we either went to a football together or for a meal together about a week later, and money came up or something came up. And I remember this was the exact sentence she said. She goes, "I do question where your money comes from." And I just told her, obviously. It's just like, well, you know where, let's be honest. Let's not pretend. Why am I telling you that? P.S. I took your advice on a blank perfect. Okay, we'll get to that in a minute. That's amazing. How did I get to that from fur babies? Don't know. Okay, next part. P.S. I took your advice on the blank. Oh, yes, you used to just have a blue jay, didn't you? Awesome. So it looks like I took your advice and added my pic so I don't look like a bot. Amazing, except you've chosen a pic that we can't really see. Let's see what Jack looks like. Is Jack sexy? So we're going to add this, and it's at Jackknife TV. At Jack. I'm going to have to pretend he's sexy even if he's not because he's giving me money. Shit. Oh, no, I don't do that. I just say the truth. Oh, it's searching on my... Oh, fuck that. We'll do it later. It's hard to see. It's very dark. But yeah, I think that's great, mate. And it's very brave, actually, relative to how fearful society is and how most people show up on YouTube and would never dare show their face. And even just using your name nowadays is quite a big deal. So good on you, mate. That immediately puts you into the top 1% of people. And then your comments and your clear love for self, which is reflected in your love for me, puts you in the top 0.1%. Congratulations, Jack. You are smashing it. Why am I getting, so my thumb is getting scratched from underneath. Like, that must be CT7. Why are you doing that? So CT7 is underneath the laptop. If I took down that comment, you might be able to see it. So CT7 is under here. That's its bum. And when I touch my mouse, it's scratching my thumb. Not scratching, it's doing it now. It's like playful, it's playful. Now I feel a bit sorry for CT7 because CT7 is a gorgeous cat that loves strokes and cuddles and all of that and was really bonding with me and was spending, like on the evenings, was sitting on my lap and that. And then I got Calico, and now CT7 doesn't really, like if I sit here, he'll come and sit on my lap, but basically Beans and CT7 have got beef with Calico. So now Calico is always on me when I'm on the sofa. That's Calico's area, so now they don't go there. So I feel a bit sorry for CT7. I feel like I've kind of sacrificed my relationship with him for a relationship with Calico, which is probably worth it because Calico is unbelievably amazing, but CT7 is as well. CT7's softer though. I think actually CT7 is probably better because she's nuts, as you can see. Whereas CT7 is chilled and loving. He's like the perfect cat. And he's trying to get my attention now by scratching me. Come and sit on my lap, CT7. Come on. Let's have some bonding time. CT7. Come on, darling. Come on, let me love you. Oh, I'm sorry you're not getting all the loves anymore. You used to get all the loves, didn't you? Okay. Where are we at? Oh, I should really make another coffee if we're going to carry on. Jack. Tom, you asked us in an earlier video, should I do lives? I love your lives. You always make me smile on hard days. You make me smile at myself. And I thank you for your gritty honesty. It's so refreshing. Bless you, Jack. I appreciate that. So I'm releasing today on Tom Gator. It's a video where I really speak into this. And I've actually gone the other way. And I'm like, should I, if I only have X amount of energy and something needs to be sacrificed YouTube-wise. I'm not saying that is the case because right now it's my coping mechanism, my addiction, and it's better than meeting myself. So I'm more than so I'm going to carry on out of escapism. But eventually that's going to crack, and I'm going to go deeper, and something's going to have to go. I think maybe I don't know, maybe not. But if something does have to go, then I'm actually starting to consider not doing videos and just doing lives. Of course, doing some videos probably, but yeah, I change every day, mate. As I even sing to you I'm a million different people from one day to the next, the Verve song, in that video because I don't fucking know what's going on because I change my mind every day. But yeah, I agree. The lives are amazing. The lives are where it's at. The lives are shadow work. The lives are interacting. The lives are shadow work for me and hopefully for others. I mean, it seems to have helped you, Jack, and Lipsis. So, yeah, this is, for me, this is where it's at. This is the most important thing. This is where everything else has been leading to, I think. And of course, this is leading somewhere, you know, me being a guru, essentially. Only joking. Kind of, not really. Maybe, possibly, I don't know. Stormdog, the K-hole was fun. I'm crazy, though. Got dose real wrong, and that was that. Yeah, was it wrong? Was it right? Wrong for your ego, maybe right for your soul. Yeah, great. That's a good wrong. Oh, somebody's introducing themselves. Shani, hello, I am introducing myself. I'm about to go to bed, but I might pop in more often as it seems like a cool group of people. I would suggest it's a very cool group of people. We'd love you to join us, Shani. We hope to get to know you more in the future. Yes, Tom, Michael was going to expand with you about why he thinks they shoved the whole lie about COVID agenda on the general population. I've asked Michael to expand on this bit. Cool, great. I mean, the thing is with people like me and Michael is the subject doesn't really matter, and it's going because it's just going to go into all sorts of different tangents and dimensions. So maybe not dimensions, definitely tangents and dimensions and perspectives. So it doesn't really matter. Like so you know, he will speak about that on his channel, and then we'll speak about it again, and it'll be a completely different video. Jack, haha, Tom, we have similar beginnings by the sound of it. Bless our mothers. My father was the only one who said, I do wonder how you pay me back so quick. Ah, Jack's got a similar Life path. Oh my God, Jack, I really like you. Have we established, I mean, obviously you're straight, so there's no point. But have we established how old you are and whether you're sexy or not? Sorry. I know you're not a bender. But I do really like you. I don't fancy you because I'm not seeing if you're good looking. But also, I just think you're great. Basically, that's what I'm trying to say. But obviously, I'm gay, so it comes out as a bit gay. Right, cool. Jack's cool, man. Jack had a similar path to me. That's amazing. Did you tell your dad, or did you make up some lie? I love just telling him. Yeah. And my mum ended up laundering my money for me. She was great. She came to me and she was like, "Listen, if you're making all this money, let's do something with it." So I used to, not much, because obviously there was only so much she could do, but at least 20 grand a year. I used to give her the cash and she'd put the money in my bank. Not really, this is a fake story. My mother's never done anything illegal. Yes, Lipsis. I'm very glad to hear that Lipsis hasn't had the jab. If I had to guess, I would have said you hadn't, but I wouldn't have been certain. Now, I would be certain if it happened now, and the way you show up now, I know you wouldn't. But I'm imagining 4 years ago you weren't as deep as you are now. Don't pretend I'd have it no other way. It's okay. I have a beautiful soul. What's that referring to? This is Jack. Don't pretend I'd have it no other way. Not sure what you're referring to, mate. Daz has come in with some council estate bants. Shadulix, I don't think it matters much whether you have had the jab or not. They are jabbing the food. Yeah, Shadulix is really only seeing one side of it. Oh gosh, Shadulix is, it's a hard place to be in, man. It's a hard place to be. And it's not untrue what she's saying. Although it is also untrue. Of course it's untrue. Because it's not taking vibration into account. It's not taking reflection into account. Oh, Shadulix, man. I send you lots of love. I've been exactly where you are, and it's really dark. Would you consider drinking ayahuasca? All right, we're at the end of the chat. I think that means we're at the end of the stream. I think 2.5 hours is good. I think it's good for me. I think it gives you enough. I also think it means that more people are likely to watch it once it's not live, because people see 5 hours and are like, I can't do that. So I think it's just good all around to end the stream now. There's a part of me that doesn't want to. There's a part of me that's enjoying it. We're getting good connection. I've been really well honored tonight. Yeah, I'm gonna end the stream. Thank you, Justin, for starting it. Thank you, Lipsis, for the integrity piece, and thanking you from you. Like that you have that level of integrity and that you stick to your word. That's fantastic. It says a lot about you. Thank you, Eric, for the jewels. Thank you, Justin, for the humor you bring. A new donator, I'm pretty sure, Jay Beep. Who thinks I look like the alien from American Dad. I don't disagree. Debbie always sends her loving support in every chat. Victoria often sends some financial support and always comment support, and had some really good shares around trans people that helped the live stream. So thank you for that. C Plebs is just a diamond. I absolutely love him. He came in with some jewels and the 2. Fran on it, trucked in a 3. Like, this is how you do it, guys. Like the people that are putting in 10s and 20s, like, obviously that's amazing and it's hugely appreciated, but I wouldn't be doing that. I'd be doing this, like, just chucking in a couple. And if enough people do that, then it's great. And enough people have done that tonight to make it worthwhile. So thanking these people. I love Manchester Teas and Tours. I'll try and remember to start the live with your advert next time. Rachel, a massive support and a great contributor to the chat. And Jack, fucking love Jack. Probably love Jack a bit too much. Sorry, Jack. Don't worry, I won't masturbate over you because I don't know what you look like. All right, guys, big love. Actually, I haven't touched my dick for 3 days. I think I need to touch my dick today. I can feel it. I woke up with such a stonking hard-on today. Whoa, man. I think I might have a J and tug. All right, can I tell you about the really hot guy I'm chatting to, or do you not want to hear about that? Does that trigger people? comment on this video if you want me to start the live stream about the really hot guy I'm chatting to, and I'm actually considering going on a date with him. He's so hot. So I think I'm going to talk over him. All right, cool. Let me know.